Hello and welcome to the first edition of Leafs Weekly for the 2023 Intercounty Baseball League season. This year, we'll be following the Toronto Maple Leafs as we have last year as well. And if you're familiar with the show, we'll keep you up to date on everything that happened this week in the Intercounty Baseball League. And we'll also have some special guests coming on this show throughout the year as well. So make sure you stay tuned here on the Toronto Maple Leafs social media channels to keep following all year long for Leafs Weekly. Just one game that we have to update you on. It was the home opener and the only game that's being played in the Intercounty Baseball League so far this season, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the London Majors. And this was a game that didn't start out too well for the Toronto Maple Leafs. In fact, they started out by going down 4-0 against the London Majors. The Toronto Maple Leafs later made up for it, and they went on to score 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning in crunch time, and some heroic performances from the newcomer to the Toronto Maple Leafs. In fact, a couple newcomers. The first one was Yoshi Ishihara, who had a massive double to score the first run of the Intercounty Baseball League season for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then fast forwarding to much later in the inning, and it was a little broken bat single to first base that kind of ate up the London Majors first baseman battle. And then an unbelievable play by J.J. Dutton, coming out of college baseball, playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs this season, who ran all the way home and was just barely safe as he avoided the tag from the London Majors catcher. What a performance in that game by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And after taking that lead, there was a big performance on the mound as well right after that. Adam Mara, who hasn't had a whole lot of save opportunities in his Intercounty Baseball League career, came through in the clutch for the Toronto Maple Leafs. In fact, he almost had to get 4 outs. There was a little bit of a misplayed ball by the shortstop, Jose Vinicio, who, no knock on him, he was fantastic all game long. But Adam Mara, having to battle through a little bit of adversity in that inning, and after striking out the first batter as well, he put up a fantastic performance. But there was no one more excited after the game than J.J. Dutton after racing home to give the Toronto Maple Leafs the lead. This is what he had to say. All right, JJ, big game for you guys today. You win the home opener. How big is it for you to win the
Huge.
Opener?
That was the goal for today. Win that home opener in front of all the fans on Mother's Day, right? Do it for the moms.
JJ, it was a pretty ballsy play by you there. Some base running, a little bit of an error at first base. Tell me what you were thinking in that bottom of the 8th inning there.
I was thinking game there. I was looking to seal the deal there. Once I saw there was a little issue going on at first base, sprinted as hard as I can, scored the run.
Joined now by Maple Leafs GM Jeff Lounsbury. Jeff, it must be maybe a little bit of a relief, but also I can imagine that it was a pretty big process putting together this Toronto Maple Leafs team. How are you feeling now that the season started, and what was this process like of putting together the Maple Leafs?
Yeah, I'm real glad we're playing baseball now. Takes a little bit of anxiety away just to be playing. It's been a very, very busy 2.5 months. As we know, I didn't join the team until basically February, and then of course I was away on vacation for 4 weeks right away. So there was a lot of things that need to be done, but I had a lot of help, and I'm just glad we're playing. There's still things that are being ironed out, but the players, that was the biggest thing, is we had to get commitment from the players and get them all back and get our core players back. And once that started to go and they started to feel comfortable in the direction that we're going in, they started to come on board one by one. And you know how that is, right? It's just the momentum started to move forward. Now we've added other pieces and other new players, and now the guys are pretty excited, and we're 1-0 and happy to be there.
We want to talk about momentum after game one, an 8th inning that was pretty exciting against the defending champs in the Intercounty Baseball League. How did it feel to win game one in that fashion like you did against London?
I got to give Owen Boone some credit. Owen come out and just deal. But our pitchers did a great job. They hung in there. We had a little bend but don't break innings in there. We had a tough first, but we got out of it. With bases loaded and Greener got out of it. And we just gave up 1 spots, right? We gave no big innings, no crooked numbers. And our guys, we showed and goed, right? We haven't been outside. We haven't had exhibition games. We haven't practiced. We got rained out the one day we were trying to get outdoors. So we were showing and going. And so nothing surprised me on that. Like I anticipated a little bit of a slow start. And then once we got the big hit, Yochi, delivered finally and gave us that first big hit. And then sure enough, it followed, Mara, and it followed with Dutton and good base running and all that momentum, but we managed to keep that game close enough to give us a chance like that. And for that, I give credit to the 5 arms that we used, and they all did a really good job.
We chatted a bit before that rain out practice, and you were talking about you were very excited about the young players that you have on the
Yeah.
team this year. We saw a really good performance from JJ Dutton, scoring that winning run, coming around from second base. What excites you most about these young players, these young new Maple Leafs?
Yeah, they're athletic, and you saw JJ's athletic abilities there. We scored the winning run from second base on a ground ball. Santos coming back this year, and he's speed. He hustles down the line. He gets it there by half a step, and then JJ's hustling right around third. And Coach Butler did a great job of keeping him chugging and keeping him moving. And I don't. I talked to Rob about it. He hasn't told me exactly if it was all him or if it was JJ's read. Probably a combination of both. But JJ did a great read and kept going, and the pitcher had his back turned, and we joked about, oh, who says the Leafs can't play a little college ball? That's a college play, right? It's not normal for the Toronto Maple Leaf organization to probably score runs in that direction, and then I think that's what the young guys can give us, that little bit of energy and a little bit of a spark here and there. And we won that. That eighth inning was 7, 8, 9 hitters, right? So it was Danny Mara hitting deep and down there, and Yosh and Dutton, and then we built it back up to the top, and Santos got the big hit to win it for us. It's nice to be able to win in a different way, instead of just waiting for Maras and the Castaldos to carry us. So I think that's the point I've been making with these guys, is we have more depth. We're going to use the depth, and hopefully we'll win ball games in different fashions.
So you got the young players this year, and then after that first game, we got some exciting news about a former Team Canada player, and someone who I think the Leafs fans are going to be really excited about, Jesse Hodges. What can Leafs fans know about Jesse Hodges and what he's going to bring to this team?
He's got once he starts playing again, it's been a while since Jesse's laced him up as a player. And it's funny, he's self-admittedly, once he starts playing, he knows himself that he'll be in 100%. Like that's it. He knows the bug will bite him. He's been probably been fighting it for a while, trying to do other things and get involved in other things. So we're looking forward to it. He's going to make his debut in London on Saturday. Be his first game, but he's a joy to watch. He's going to pitch too. That's something different he's never done before. At the pro level, he's always been a third baseman. He's going to DH a little bit, play a little infield here and there, but he's going to pitch, and that's something he has been working on regularly for about the last 2 years. So I think he's excited to kind of play the game at that position as well. And he's going to be a fresh arm, but he played third base, so we know he's got a cannon across the diamond. But he's a veteran presence. He got there right at the end of the game. On Sunday, he showed up about the eighth inning himself. So he watched it and witnessed it and was in the change room for the enjoyment of the guys' excitement. I think that was it. You could see it right away. Oh, he was already bit. So we look forward to it. We look forward to helping Jesse fall in love with the game again.
Yeah, it should be exciting to watch him play. And I mean, playing at a new position will be very exciting for all baseball fans as well. We saw the Maple Leafs make a run all the way to the IBL finals last year. This team this year certainly doesn't look any worse. It might even be better than the team last year. What are your realistic expectations for this Maple Leafs team this year?
Well, we'll be competitive, I can tell you that. But the regular season, we saw how tight it was between 6 teams last year. How tight, 3 teams tied for first place. It's so tight that way. The rest of the league has gotten better. It's competitive. Um, it's competitive getting players. Like just recently I reached out to a player. We think we got him signed, but there's another team in there, and I guess that's the credit to where the league's going is, you got to be working. You got to be working hard because someone's working hard too. There's just no guarantee you're going to get your players or, just say, oh, it's me, and then they jump on board. So that's, I guess, how the IBL is now. It's very, very competitive. And I think the league's going to be very, very competitive. At the end of the day, lots of things have to go right for you to get through the playoffs. We saw it last year with me and Hamilton beating Guelph. Like that was a huge, one of the biggest upsets in IBL in a long, long time. Even Toronto beating Welland last year. I don't think a lot of teams or a lot of people were expecting that. I know Toronto was, but I don't know if everyone was. It takes a lot to win. It's a lot of good things have to happen. Injuries, guys playing well at the right time, some breaks. It takes a lot, but we're definitely good enough. We're definitely talented enough, and we'll be there. You have to respect us. I think you have to respect Toronto. You can't just go, oh, they're over the hill, or they've been there and they're not the same. And what are they going to do without all the changes? These guys are professional ball players. A lot of them are. They have that professional mentality, and they know what it takes to win big games at big times. And I think that is one of our best assets that we have.
Well, Jeff, we look forward to seeing how this season unfolds, and appreciate you stopping by for the chat.
Not a problem. Anytime.
So looking ahead now to the week that's coming up for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they have a couple tough tests, including a rematch with the London Majors. But first, on May 18th, it's the Barrie Baycats. That's a road game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You can catch that game at 7:35 first pitch, and then the London Majors coming up on Saturday. That'll be a fantastic rematch to see how that one goes down, especially with both teams starting to wear in on their pitchers just a little bit. That game will be in London. It's a 1 o'clock start time. And then right back at Dominico Field, it's the Guelph Royals and the Toronto Maple Leafs. An interesting matchup to see how this Guelph Royals team was put together this season. The Maple Leafs get their first look at Guelph on May 21st. That will be at Dominico Field. You can either come to the game, which would be fantastic, or if you can't make it, you can watch on YouTube as well. Myself and Zach Benoit will have the call. The first pitch goes at 2 p.m. against the Guelph Royals on Sunday. So that does it for this episode of Leafs Weekly. Make sure to stay tuned on the Toronto Maple Leafs social media channels for more, as we'll keep you up to date once per week throughout the Intercounty Baseball League season on your Toronto Maple Leafs. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Toronto Maple Leafs baseball at Dominico Field. The Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Welland Jackfish on a sunny Sunday afternoon. I'm Thomas West alongside Josh Margles, and Josh, Sam Green on the mound today for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's had a fantastic season so far, but playing against a tough team in the Welland Jackfish, what's going to be important for him today?
Yeah, he had a great outing last time, so hopefully he can just attack the zone, throw a lot of strikes. Yeah, Welland's a great offensive team, so got to get ahead of the count early, and yeah, hopefully he has a great start just like last time.
The Welland Jackfish at the beginning of the season ranked number 1 in the IBL power rankings, with the Toronto Maple Leafs coming in at 3rd, but right now the Maple Leafs off to a fantastic start. At this point in the season last year, the Maple Leafs had only won 2 games. They've already won 5, and they're looking for another one against a tough opponent. This might be, right now, the 2 best teams in the Intercounty Baseball League. Sam Green pitching to a 1.28 ERA through his first 7 innings. In fact, the last time Sam Green was here at Dominico Field, pitched 3 perfect innings before walking a couple guys, but still had 5 innings, no hits, no runs, and 3 walks. Gianfranco Morello is leading things off for the Welland Jackfish, and he pops one in the air. This one's going to hook foul down the left field line.
Good start so far, getting ahead of him 0-2.
Yeah, that was something that Sam Green did really well in his last game, and the only times he got in trouble when he started falling behind hitters, but even so, there was a couple instances in that game as there's a swing and a miss, strike 3, down goes Gianfranco Morello, and there's 1 away.
Started him off there with a couple of fastballs and then went to the off speed, so really messed up the timing of that leadoff hitter.
And obviously it's tough for us to see from up here in the broadcast booth, but I got some perspective after the last game. Sam Green said that him and Justin Morrow have been working on a slider this year to go along with his complement of pitches, and I mean, that slider in pretty much any context can make things a lot more difficult. We see a lot of people using sliders these days.
Yeah, that's the new pitch in baseball, sweeper, slider, and leadoff hitter was way out in front of that one, so good to see him using it well.
Pitch is over the outside corner. Brandon Nicholson playing right field this afternoon for the Welland Jackfish. He's the batter. And then James Smybert at 3rd base is on deck. The Welland Jackfish last year were the thieves of the Intercounty Baseball League, stealing an unbelievable amount of bases, and a lot of them coming through Gianfranco Morello and Brandon Nicholson. 2 really speedy guys at the top of the order. Especially in the Intercounty Baseball League, speed can really kill once you get on the base path.
Yeah, it's important. You see it in the MLB, you see it at this level too. Keep the pressure on the defense, keep the pressure on the catcher.
Sam Green's 2-2 pitch to Nicholson. In the dirt, it gets to the backstop, now 3-2. Although the bases are smaller in the Intercounty Baseball League.
That's true, they haven't made the MLB switch just yet. And no pitch clock here either.
Yeah, no pitch clock. The 3-2 from Green. Swinging a chopper up the middle. That one's to the shortstop, Jose Vinicio, but he bobbled it. He had it in his glove, but couldn't make the transfer, and a visibly frustrated Jose Vinicio. That'll probably go down as an error. And it brings up James Smybert with a runner on base.
Yeah, it's a tough play up the middle, chopper. Hit his glove, tough play, but he's visibly frustrated.
Jose Vinicio over last season and to start this season has been one of the better defensive shortstops in the Intercounty Baseball League. Obviously his time in the Boston Red Sox farm system playing professional baseball will help with that. Jose Vinicio usually pretty sure-handed there at shortstop, but this infield for the Toronto Maple Leafs can produce some tricky hops as well. There's a strike over the inside corner, 0-1. Here's the ball crushed in the air by James Smybert, and that one is gone over the right field fence. That one got out of here in a hurry, and it's 2-0 Welland Jackfish on a James Smybert bomb.
That was a no-doubter for sure. Absolutely crushed that one. Wow.
Take a look at the replay here, and yeah,
here's
that
the
might have
ball
been an
crushed in the
off-speed
air
pitch
by
there from Sam Green.
James
You can see that was
Smybert, and
up
that
and
one
in.
is gone.
And good hitters will hit
Over
that
the right
pitch, and
field fence, that
James
one
Smybert
got out of
didn't
here
miss
in a
it.
hurry.
Yeah, when you got the off-speed pitch, you got to keep it low. If you hang it, it'll get out of here in a hurry.
Pitch over the outside corner, that's a strike. It's Louis Jean, the batter. Jean is one of the import players on the Welland Jackfish as he takes down and away. 1-1 now the count. Or Sam Cocker, I should say, is the batter. Sam Cocker's the catcher, and then Louis Jean is on deck. Cocker hits one on the ground to first base, but that one's going to roll foul.
Let's go, Jackfish!
You're a genius.
1-2 the count now to the Welland Jackfish catcher. This one's hit in the air, but it's popped up. Jose Vinicio and John Salazzo standing right next to each other. It's Vinicio who takes command and makes the catch 2 away.
It's good on the shortstop there, calling off the third baseman. Sometimes no man's land, it's kind of tricky, but he definitely took control. Like to see that.
Sam Green starting to settle down a little bit, got a strikeout to start things off, and then an error on the shortstop, and a James Smybert moonshot. Made it 2-0. Trying to lay down a bunt, but that one bounced off the batter in fair territory. So that is going to go as an out. Or they're calling he stepped on home plate. Either way, Sam Green gets out of the inning after giving up the 2-run home run. And while we have a moment here, I sat down with Toronto Maple Leafs coach Rob Butler. Take a listen. All right, here with Maple Leafs head coach Rob Butler. It's been a very good start for the Toronto Maple Leafs this season. Is this what you could have expected coming out of the gate?
Definitely. You know, these guys are all professionals, and they act professional, and they come prepared, and they're really basically playing the game on their own. I'm not really doing a whole lot to help them. They don't seem to need any help right now. So I'm really happy and proud of these guys, and they show up, and they're gamers, and they're great teammates, and that's why it's working out.
A lot of people thinking that it was the Maple Leafs and the Welland Jackfish who were two of the better teams in the IBL this year. Do you see this as kind of a test or maybe a reality check this afternoon?
It's always a test. Every game you have to come in thinking that the other team has a chance to beat you, so it's what kind of keeps you sharp. I know that we're going to be competitive with everybody, so we got great pitching and a lot of leadership off our bench, and our hitters are fantastic. So I think that they look at every game as a game to win. We're always going to show up. We know these teams in this league it's not how you start, it's always how you finish. Everybody gets better as the season goes along. Maybe you get into the warm weather, so you just got to be ready for everybody.
Rob, I know that you're experienced here in the Intercounty Baseball League. You've had a lot of great baseball experiences. Did you think that after being the IBL batting champ a couple of years ago that you would be back here coaching the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yeah, 20 years ago I was a batting champ. Seems like it's a long time ago, which is funny. But I don't feel any different. Coming back here, it's brought back all those great feelings, and I'm young enough for sometimes I think I might be able to get my own at bat in there here and there, but not that I will. But I've always loved this league. When I was a kid, I followed the stats. I watched Bill Bykowski and Rick Johnson and a lot of those old guys that played for the Leafs. And, they were my heroes growing up, so it's always an honor for me to wear a Leaf uniform and be a part of this.
Rob, thanks for doing this. Good luck this afternoon.
No problem.
Welcome back to Toronto Maple Leafs baseball on YouTube. 2-0 for the Welland Jackfish on a 2-run first inning home run. Now the Welland Jackfish turn to pitcher Adam Jaffine, the lefty. And it's Yoichi Ishihara who's going to lead things off for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Ishihara has arguably been one of the better hitters for the Maple Leafs to start off the season. Obviously, Justin Mara and Jordan Castaldo and John Salazzo would have something to say about that as well, with Salazzo's 3 consecutive home runs as Ishihara hits one hard on the ground at the second baseman, whip over to first base, one away.
That was a tricky hop there, kind of in between the grass and the dirt, but played it well, one away.
Justin Mara now the batter. Toronto Maple Leafs coming off a 16-5 win. That was last night in Brantford. That was the home opener for the Brantford Red Sox. A game which they took a 6-run lead early. Brantford came back and made it close, making it 6-3, and then the Maple Leafs just took things away with a big 6th inning. Jaffine's 2-0. That one's in there for a strike.
Those Leafs are going to come back.
That one's inside, 3-1. (3-1) to Justin Mara. He's got a ton of power. Pitch is outside. He won't get a chance to swing the bat. He hits down to first base, and it's the first base runner of the afternoon for the Maple Leafs. That brings up Jordan Castaldo.
That whole at bat, they were throwing him away. All the balls are away, so it'll be interesting to see if they're trying to maybe pitch him away the rest of the game. Definitely something to look forward to.
Adam Jaffine has pitched just 1 game this season in the Intercounty Baseball League. It was a start, but it didn't go particularly well. It was part of a 16-4 loss for the Welland Jackfish against the Kitchener Rangers, or the Kitchener Panthers, I should say. Wrong sport. Pitch over the outside corner. That one's in there for a strike. He went 2 2/3, gave up a couple earned runs, 1 strikeout, but walked 3. Not a terrible outing, but looking to build on that one against the Maple Leafs. We'll have a tougher test this afternoon. Pitch just missed over the outside corner. Check swing. And the second base umpire says no swing. Adam Jaffine stands at 6 feet on the mound, hailing from Toronto, Ontario. That one's over the outside corner. That looked like a breaking ball that time from Jaffine, and it's 1-2.
They're definitely attacking the outside to these lefties, trying to keep the ball away from the middle in where they have most of their power. Right there, the run from first kind of took off a little bit. I wonder if it got in the pitcher's eyesight there. Really missed on that breaking ball.
Jordan Castaldo with the 2-2 count. Jaffeen's delivery. Just outside. Looked close, 3-2. Justin Mara taking a relatively aggressive lead over at first base. Castaldo with a full count, hits one on the ground, but Justin Mara was running, so he'll stay out of the double play. And now he's running back to first base, and he's hung up. Justin Mara, I didn't know how many outs there were. Now he goes to second, slides 6 feet in front of the bag, and is tagged out by the Welland Jackfish. A mental error by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And that's going to do it for the bottom of the first inning. Welland 2, Toronto nothing. Top of the second inning, the Toronto Maple Leafs and Welland Jackfish. Thomas West alongside Josh Margles here in the broadcast booth. Sam Green coming out for his second inning of work. Gave up just one hit, but it's a 2-run home run.
Really looks like he's settled in after that. Attacking the hitters again, first pitch strike.
The batter is Steven Moretto, playing in just his second game of this IBL season. And his first one pretty good. Scored a couple runs in 3 at-bats, had a hit, and that one hit was a home run. That game coming against the Guelph Royals as part of a 9-6 win. 2-1 count now on Moretto. Sam Green looks in. The 2-1. This one's hit hard on the ground to third base. John Salazzo snares it. Whips one over to first, right on the money, one away. Good play at the hot corner there by John Salazzo. The Welland Jackfish also playing last night. Their last 2 games coming against the Guelph Royals, who that's the same team the Maple Leafs beat 12-2 here in their last home game on Sunday. And both wins, 2-game win streak right now for Welland. They lost their first 2 games of the regular season, and I think maybe there was some people wondering how that could have possibly happened with the lineup that they put together. If you don't know this Welland Jackfish lineup, you will soon. There are some names that are going to be atop many IBL statistical leaderboards as there's a ground ball to first base.
Good job by Green there covering first. Sometimes the pitcher you forget to run over, but did a great job there. And now 2 quick outs.
And that was Matteo Porcelato that was retired, the Pitt Meadows, British Columbia native. Now it's Josh Williams with just 2 at-bats on this young Inter-County Baseball League season. Played on May 18th. That was a 3-2 loss to Hamilton. Welland losing their first 2 games and then winning their last 2 against Guelph, 5-4 and 9-6. Josh Williams looking for his first hit of the season. Williams chops one foul. That one's over the backstop. Josh Williams didn't play last season in 2022, played 3 games for the Welland Jackfish in 2021. Swing and a miss, strike 3, high fastball from Sam Green. He gets out of the inning. And it's 1-2-3 this time for Green. 2-0 Welland Jackfish on the Toronto Maple Leafs. We'll be right back, and while we wait, an awesome clip here on John Salazzo and his rather incredible journey with how he gets to the ball game every day. Take a look. John Salazzo is a guy with a ton of power, and right on cue, John Salazzo crushes one to left field, and it's gone. John Salazzo giving the choo-choo celebration with his fist as he rounds. That one's for the Bushman. John Salazzo, when he's not playing baseball, is a conductor, driving a train. All right, as we bring in John Salazzo now. John, we saw you the other night hit a home run, and you're coming around the base path, and you're doing the conductor celebration, and we all know that that's your nickname, but it kind of inspired me to dig into this a little bit. Can you give me kind of a rundown of what that's like playing in the Inter-County Baseball League and being a conductor? What does your day look like?
It's a grind, honestly. Let's say we'll pick Wednesday, a Wednesday night game at the Pits. I'll get up around, like, say, 2 o'clock, preparation for the field, get my lunch ready, pack up, and then I'm heading down to the Pits around, 4:30. BP starts at 5:30. We play the game. I got to leave the game and shower by 10:30 the latest to make it to work at 11. And so sometimes you'll see me running through center field trying to go to the clubhouse to do a quick shower as I go to the Bushman, give them the choo-choo sound. But so I'm working from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and I'm in bed probably by 8 a.m. And then if we have a road game on a Thursday, it's a quick turnaround for me, maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep and back at it all over again.
So it's called the Inter-County Baseball League. It's like an independent league for Ontario, really.
Welcome back to Toronto Maple Leafs baseball. Is the first pitch by John Salazzo is fouled off at the plate.
Like teams do get like ex-minor leaguers from around the professional baseball and all that.
So yeah, if you stuck around
I mean, more often than not, a really, really, really good
Or sorry, this is Jesse Hodges batting. John Salazzo's on deck,
so
but
like, Toronto.
if you stuck around for that interview there from John Salazzo, it's pretty insane. He's been playing in the Intercounty Baseball League since 2009.
Like Welland, Hamilton,
2010
Guelph,
was his first full season.
Londonderry, stuff.
But I mean, this is a guy who works nights.
Yeah. No,
He gets like 3 hours of sleep a night, and he's hit a home run in 3 straight games, and he's been one of the best hitters for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean,
It's incredible. I mean, you love the game, you love the sport, you do what you got to do. Put on that Leafs jersey.
42
Jesse Hodges is the DH this afternoon, and
Yeah.
talked to Jeff Lounsbury before the season. He says Jesse Hodges wants to pitch as well this year, and just because he's in the DH spot doesn't mean that won't happen, as there's a pitch over the outside corner, strike 3 called. Adam Jaffe gets Hodges one away.
Terrific pitch, just painting that fastball in the outside corner.
The Toronto Maple Leafs won't be afraid today to lose the DH spot with Jesse Hodges if they're in a position where they want to pitch him. In that case, I guess we'll just see a series of pinch hitters, but that won't be till much, much later in the ball game.
2 places they might have them. One maybe out in center field.
Pitch is right down the middle. That one's a strike to John
There
Salazzo.
may also be some, just if you go down the stairs here. I can just walk in there? Yeah, you can just knock on the door.
Salazzo with home runs in 3 consecutive games. There's a nasty breaking ball, but it looks like it was just high for a ball. You could see the break on that one from here. That had a lot of movement.
Yeah, he just left it a bit up, hung it a little bit. He's got to snap down on that curveball.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, sir. Merci beaucoup. Die if I drink this.
John Salazzo hits a ground ball to the second baseman, flip over to first.
Yep, got him. Thanks.
2 away.
Couple quick outs there for the Jackfish.
Yeah, that was a nifty little play there at second base by Tyler Dupuis as well. Tough hop, got down to 2 knees to make sure that ball stayed in front of him, and got John Salazzo, who was hustling down the line. We just got a delivery of ice caps up here to the broadcast booth. Nice little treat on a warm summer day.
You never know what's going to happen at Christie Pitts.
Don't talk about the weather too much, or else you're about to get a weather update on the screen. Swing and a miss, strike 2. J.J. Dutton, who was the home opener hero back on May 14th for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And usually you see the home opener hero hit a home run or a great defensive play. No, J.J. Dutton decided that he was going to run from second base to home to score the game-winning run on an infield hit, broken bat infield hit by Ryan Santos. And after the game, I talked to J.J. Dutton, and he was excited about it. And he said as soon as he started rounding third base, he was thinking game right there. And GM Jeff Lounsbury had another interesting take about it, too. He said him and Coach Rob Butler were joking that Toronto Maple Leafs, just because there's a bunch of old guys on the team doesn't mean they can't play a little college ball. And J.J. Dutton, who plays college baseball, brought some of that youth and creativity to the field on opening day. Pitch is way inside, now 1-2. High chopper. This one's back to the mound. Jaffe throws to first in time. What a play by the pitcher, Adam Jaffe. He gets himself out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Toronto Maple Leafs. We head to the third inning, and the bats for the Welland Jackfish coming up, leading 2-0 here at Dominico Field. Tyler Dupuis is going to lead things off for the Welland Jackfish, already leading the Maple Leafs 2-0. Dupuis had a beautiful play for the second out, and now he's going to pop one, looking to bunt his way on over the backstop. Beautiful play for the second out last inning to help out his pitcher, Adam Jaffine, at second base. Green's pitch, outside corner, strike two. Sam Green starting to really get ahead of these Welland Jackfish batters.
Yeah, after that first inning home run, really settling down. 1-2-3 last inning and looking good so far in the third.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. That looked like the slider that time from Sam Green, one away.
It was a great setup there. Started, had the bunt and then a fastball on the outside, and then came back with the slider, really getting in the heads of these hitters, not knowing what speed the pitch is coming.
Back to the top of the order, Gianfranco Morello was also a strikeout victim of Green. Gives Sam Green now 3 strikeouts on the afternoon, but falls behind 0-1 here to Morello. Morello pops it up, but that one's going to get out of play way behind the backstop. Morello off to a little bit of a slow start over his first 3 games, just 2 for 12. But he was a guy who hit quite well last year, a .333 batting average in 42 games. Here's one off the leg of Sam Green. He gets to it quickly, underhand flip to first. 2 away, and Sam Green, he feels that one. He's down in a heap on the infield. Looked like that.
Square on the shin there.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible. He still got up to make the play, but in serious pain right now.
Yeah, maybe there was a little bit of adrenaline that got him over to be able to underhand flip that to first base, but you could tell as soon as that hit him, that caught him. And we'll hope that this isn't anything serious, because Sam Green has been off to a blazing start to this Intercounty Baseball League season.
It's always scary as a pitcher, you know, ball's coming right back at you, really hard to react. Try to get out of the way, but yeah, hit him square on the leg.
Sam Green has a lot of value as well to this Maple Leafs team beyond his play on the mound, which has been great to start off the season, but he works for the Toronto Blue Jays, and his job is to analyze the pitchers in the minor leagues. So he has, I'm sure, some really good perspective on pitching beyond just what he does on the mound. And I know working with Justin Mara on that, and maybe some of the other pitchers as well, it looks like they're going to help Sam Green up to his feet. Right away, see there, Dan Procopio is warming up in the Maple Leafs bullpen. If Sam Green is not able to continue, Procopio will get an unlimited amount of time to warm up on the mound. Sam Green's back to his feet, and he has a ball in his hand.
Wow.
Is he going to try and stay in this game? Holy cow. I mean, that ball was flush off his shin on a line drive.
Well, yeah, looks like he's going to give it a go, try some warm-up pitches and try to test out the leg.
This is tough, though, even if he is able to continue, because things are going to start tightening up in that leg, and when you have to start changing up your delivery, that can really alter things.
Yeah, he was off to such a great start. It'd be a shame if this really affected his mechanics or his motion or anything like that.
I mean, looks pretty good.
Looks like he's going to stay in the game. Wow.
Procopio goes and sits down in the bullpen. I think he thought for sure he was coming into the game, but Sam Green is going to carry on. 2 outs, trying to get out of this top of the third inning. And maybe they'll reevaluate Sam Green to see if he's able to get this batter right here. Brandon Nicholson standing in. Nicholson off to an unreal start. He had a stretch, I remember last season, where he had a lot of trouble getting his way on base. Not the case to start this year. Hitting .545, 6 for 11 coming into this game. Got out in his first at-bat, so I guess he's down to a meager .500.
And Green looks like he's feeling no effects from that pitch. Velocity is still there. 1-1 to start this new batter.
Here it comes. Fly ball, center field, not particularly deep. And the catch is made by J.J. Dutton. And Sam Green gets smoked with a line drive, comes back on the mound, gets the next batter, throws 2 of the next 3 pitches for strikes. Impressive for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And pitcher Sam Green, we'll see if he's able to come back on the mound. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. It's Welland Jackfish 2, Maple Leafs nothing.
To hit. Looks back, the 0-2. Crushed in the air to right center. Reichstein a look, but this one is gone. Hung one over the plate on 0-2.
Comes out of Brampton, Ontario, a 2003 born player. Justin Mara hits one in the air. This one's deep to left field, and it's gone. A leadoff home run for Justin Mara, and the Maple Leafs lead 4-0.
What a swing. Opposite field power by the man that does it all behind the dish.
There's no chance Jordan Costello is going to be able to score on a ground ball. Carrington hits one in the air pretty deep. Back goes Ellis. It's at the wall and it's gone! Greg Carrington, a 3-run homer. John Salazzo is a guy with a ton of power, and right on cue, John Salazzo crushes one to left field, and it's gone. 3-run home run for John Salazzo.
In a lot of ballparks.
That's the sportsmanship you really like. As Salazzo hammers it to deep center field. Leader going for a run, and he's going to watch that one go. A 3-run home run from Jonathan Salazzo, and it is an early 3-0 lead for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
He got the barrel out on that one and just extended his arms.
James Smybert is going to lead things off for the Welland Jackfish. Smybert, or the Maple Leafs, I should say, batting. Greg Carrington is a batter. He's going to run that one out at first base as it's thrown away. What was I looking at?
Tough play by the shortstop in the hole. Just didn't have enough arm on there, and first baseman couldn't pick it out.
Could go as an infield hit for Greg Carrington, but he doesn't need it. He's already hitting .438 this season. Looks like they're going to give him another hit on that play. Bring up Dan Mara. Adam Jaffe in his 3rd inning of work. Mara looked like he was bunting, and I don't know how he got out of the way of that pitch. That was way inside. One and 0. Pitch up and in, 2 and 0. Jose Vinicio is the number 9 hitter this afternoon. He's on deck. 2-0 to Mara. That's a breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-1. Vinicio, I guess, off to a little bit slower start than you would expect from him to the plate, but he's still hitting .250. He has 6 hits in his first 24 at-bats, but he's a dangerous threat down there in the 9 spot this afternoon. Dan Mara, good eye, takes high, 3-1. Mara 2 for 10 to start off this season, has a couple RBIs. Right now trying to move that runner over. Mara hits one in the air. This one's back towards the wall. The catch is made by Nicholson, one away. That had a little bit of carry on it back there.
Yeah, the right fielder kind of stopped and had to recover, but a good play to make the first out.
Not a strong wind this afternoon, but it seems like it's kind of lofting the ball over from right to left. Not the way that one was hit from Mara. Greg Carrington, the runner on first base. Jose Vinicio, usually the leadoff batter for the Maple Leafs, but this afternoon going with Yoichi Ishihara in that spot. So they have back-to-back speed with Vinicio and Ishihara, 9-1. Pitch to Vinicio, swing and a miss. He was out in front of the fastball. The funny thing is that Jose Vinicio started out on a tear in his first 4 games of the regular season, had 4 RBIs hitting into the leadoff spots. Maybe trying to get him some at-bats with some runners on base, but he can also act as that second leadoff guy in front of Ishihara. Breaking ball, that was nasty there from Adam Jaffe, and had Vinicio bending back. Now he's behind 0-2.
You could tell he was sitting on the fastball there, had no intention of swinging at that pitch once he saw it was the breaking ball.
And we just saw Jose Vinicio swing at the first pitch very early on a fastball, so Adam Jaffine may be recognizing that Vinicio's hunting fastball. There goes the runner, Carrington, another breaking ball. Throw down to second base, a good one, but not in time. And there was kind of a triple whammy of things that happened right there. Adam Jaffine saw that Jose Vinicio was looking for the fastball. And then the runner at first base, Greg Carrington, very heads up to realize that the pitcher was going to throw a breaking ball there as well, and that slow breaking ball made it very easy for him to swipe second base.
Yeah, great awareness by the runner on first to pick apart that pattern by Jaffine.
And whether he's hitting the leadoff spot or the number 9 spot, the RBI opportunities just keep following Jose Vinicio. Runner on second base, 1 out. Here's the 1-2. Fisted foul to the backstop. One-two again to Vinicio. Jaffine holds the pitch. This one's hit in the air, pretty deep to right field. Backtracking as Nicholson makes the catch. Greg Carrington wasn't tagging. He might have thought that one was going to get to the wall. But you also have to realize that outfield out there isn't particularly deep, but Carrington might have had an opportunity to move up.
Yeah, he's kind of caught in no man's land. He first started to break to third, think he was going to get over the head, and then by the time he realized that it was going to be a catch, it was too late to tag up.
Either way, it would have been a close play at third base. So it now falls to Yoichi Ishihara, who's trying to cash in this runner that got off to lead off the inning. Greg Carrington reached via an error at first base. Actually, no, they gave him an infield hit, but it could have gone either way. Ishihara hits one hard on the ground. That one's to short. It's a big high hop. And a throw over to first is low and in the dirt, but scooped out by Moretto at first base on the low throw from Louis Jean. The Maple Leafs failed to score. They had a runner on second base with 1 out, but couldn't cash in. And it's the Welland Jackfish coming up, leading 2-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs here at Dominico Field. Top of the fourth inning, James Smybert leading things off. Homered in his last at-bat. Pitches in there for a strike one. Look who's back on the mound. Sam Green hit with a line drive. He's a trooper staying out there. I can't imagine that shin is feeling too good right now, but Maple Leafs need length. They're on back-to-back games, and Sam Green's going to do everything he can to get there. Swing and a miss. Smybert behind in the count now. 0-2. Green looks in. Here's the 0-2. Fouled off.
Couple off speeds to start the at bat, and then a fastball, trying to mix up the speeds on clearly a very good hitter.
James Smybert has had an awesome start to this season, batting over 500. He's 7 for 13 coming into this game. Guess he's up close to 600 now as that pitch is in the dirt. Smybert didn't offer. But all 8 of those hits before the first inning couple of RBIs that he had were with nobody on base. That was the first time that James Smybert got a hit that drove in a run. That was his 2-run home run. That's his first 2 RBIs on the season.
I like Green here, getting ahead of 0-2 and then trying to see if he'll offer at some balls. Not a bad idea when you have 4 balls to work with and ahead 0-2.
2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty slider again from Sam Green. How's that working for you? 1 away.
I mean, that's been the pitch today. He's got a bunch of strikeouts on that slider. Fooled another one there.
So Green with 1 away. Looks into Sam Cocker, the catcher. Upstairs, ball 2. Sam Green misses again, now 3-0 to Sam Cocker. Cocker hit .348 last season for the Welland Jackfish in 36 games. Added 5 home runs and 38 RBIs to that total. Pitches in there for a strike, now 3-1. Sam Cocker now playing in his 2nd season with the Welland Jackfish. Cocker hits one in the air. This one's pretty deep to center field. Lots of room there for the center fielder, J.J. Dutton. He makes the catch. J.J. Dutton was an interesting player for the Toronto Maple Leafs because he's a young guy, 20 years old, playing for the Indian Hills Warriors in JUCO. Check swing, batter went around, strike 1. But he had an injury in 2021, or early in 2022, that kept him off the field for the 2022 baseball season. And he said that home opener was his first live at-bats he'd had in a year playing baseball. And he hit a big RBI double for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but he's a guy who's still cracking the surface, I think, right now of his potential with the Maple Leafs. 20 years old, guy who played college baseball, but I think it's going to take him a little while to get up to speed, but he's already doing pretty well to start off this season. Louis John, the shortstop. Pitch high. He was on an 0-2 pitch, now 1-2. Sam Green now up to 59 pitches in the 4th inning. John lines one to second base. Dan Mara makes a heck of a play to get it on the shortstop. Throws to first, and the inning is over. Sam Green giving up a 2-run home run early in the first inning. He's through 4 without allowing a hit since. The Welland Jackfish leading the Toronto Maple Leafs, who need some runs, 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. All right, joined now by John Salazzo from the Toronto Maple Leafs. John, it was kind of a heartbreaking loss about a week ago when you guys lost to Barrie, but I mean, we saw a team respond really well. What were your thoughts on that game and losing in that fashion, and then the way the team was able to respond?
Well, I mean, you know, like when we were playing Barrie, we jumped on them quickly and we kind of had the lead the whole game. You know, I told Rob, I said, hey, look, I got to go to work tonight. So I left probably in the 6th or 7th inning. We were winning 10-6. I'm like, oh, I'm checking point streak on my phone. I'm like, oh, we're winning. We know we're good. I go back after the game and I refreshed my page and it's 11-10. I'm like, there's no way. I'm pretty sure Barry's screwing some stuff on point streak. There's no way they came back. And I looked at the box score and I guess they scored 5 runs in the bottom of 9th as a walk-off win. So that's a tough loss, you know, especially for our first one. But we definitely bounced back and we've been on a roll ever since.
You've been on a bit of a roll at the plate as well. Home runs and back-to-back games, one against Guelph and then one against Kitchener. What is it at the plate that you're seeing? What's going well for you right now at the plate?
You know, the first couple of games I was struggling, you know, missing the fastball, and then we were playing London. I started squaring up the baseballs, and I knew the next game it's bound to happen. I'm gonna get a base hit or something, right? And I'm just going to the plate right now, just not thinking, kind of having a clear head going in, and just trying to attack and hit that fastball when I get it, because
Welcome back to Dominico Fields. Toronto Maple Leafs trailing 2-0 to the Welland Jackfish. Adam Jaffine, who went 1 2/3 in his first outing, has already nearly doubled that in the bottom of the 4th inning. Justin Mara is going to lead things off, and then Jordan Castaldo, Jesse Hodges, and John Salazzo hopeful of an at-bat. Pitches low and away. Now 1-1 to Mara. We heard John Salazzo there in that interview talking about the approach that pitchers are having, and at 32 years old, they might have started to figure out John Salazzo in the Intercounty Baseball League. He says every pitcher is just pitching them away. And then I said to John Salazzo, just take the ball the other way.
Yeah,
and that's
you gotta adapt, right? If they're throwing you outside, take it, you push it to left field.
And that's what he's been doing. His last 2 home runs coming to the opposite field, and then he had one in Kitchener to dead center. Breaking ball inside corner, 2-2. Adam Jaffine has a bit of a breaking ball of his own as well.
Yeah, both pitchers today really keeping the batters off balance, mixing the fastball with the off speed.
2-2 to Mara. That one's way inside. That looked like a breaking ball again. There's a significant speed difference between the fastball and the breaking ball from Jaffine. Justin Mara hitting .285, 6 for 21 on the young season. The 3-2. Mara rips it into the bushes down the left field line.
Tough also for the lefty on lefty Mara to get that breaking ball out of the hand.
Yeah, this is the tough matchup, lefty-lefty. 3-2, it's been a good battle so far. And Justin Mara will work his second walk of the afternoon. He heads down to first base to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Maple Leafs have a base runner for the most dangerous part of the lineup with Jordan Castaldo, Jesse Hodges, and John Salazzo coming up.
That was a great at-bat there fighting off that full count fastball to left and then working the walk. Leafs need base runners, so good to see Mara get on base.
Yeah, sometimes with that lefty-lefty matchup too, you know, Justin Mara is a guy who I think can get a little bit pull happy sometimes, especially with that right field being so close here at Dominico Field. But on the lefty-lefty matchup, sometimes you just got to be patient, have a little Bo Bichette in you, foul some pitches off, and try and draw a walk. Not that Bo Bichette actually draws the walk, he just swings at everything. But sometimes you just got to accept that you're going to be a little bit late on that breaking ball to make sure you're not going to get in front and foul it off down the left field line if you're a lefty.
Yeah, much better to have the foul ball than a strikeout, so good to see him fight there.
Jordan Castaldo takes outside, count now 1-1. Mara at first base. Got thrown out to end the first inning, but did a good job getting the wheels in motion to stay out of the double play before that. We'll see if the Maple Leafs do something similar here with Jordan Castaldo, who is a great hitter, but if he gets the ball on the ground, he definitely is a double play candidate.
And Mara's really dancing off first, getting the eyesight of the left-handed pitcher. We'll see if that's even a distraction maybe.
Jordan Castaldo ahead in the count. Takes outside. Jaffine missed with another breaking ball, 3-1. Jordan Castaldo will draw his walks. 17 at-bats, 9 walks on the season, and he led the Intercounty Baseball League in walks last year. Yeah. 3-1. Way outside, ball 4. Adam Jaffine walks the first 2 batters of the inning, and here's the Team Canada legend, Jesse Hodges, coming to the plate. Oh, pitching coach is out to the mound for the Welland Jackfish. The Bushmen have acquired a megaphone down the left field line as they're throwing out some chirps to the Welland Jackfish pitcher.
Nothing worse than being a visiting pitcher, walking a few, than hearing the boys, the Bushmen, talking about you.
Nope. And sometimes it's hard to keep your composure too, because a lot of the chirps are just hilarious. Some of them aren't even malicious. And I'm not worried about our mics here on the YouTube live stream picking it up, because that's their thing. Everything's clean, no swearing, nothing offensive. Just good old ballpark fun, except I wouldn't want to be an away player at Christie Pitts down the left field line. First pitch is a ball to Jesse Hodges. So Castaldo and Mara were the ones that Adam Jaffine had to get. Those were the 2 lefties, and now Jesse Hodges has the batter advantage with the lefty-righty matchup. Hodges fouls one down the left field line, 1-1. Jesse Hodges, as you may know, has made many appearances for Team Canada on the national level, including helping them try and qualify for the Olympics and the latest Summer Olympics, and playing at the junior level as well. But he hasn't played in a couple years, so he's been coaching, so still staying around the game of baseball. The mind is still sharp on baseball, as that one's a sharp hit ground ball to second base, flip to second for 1, on to first, and beating it out is Jesse Hodges, who is chugging down the line. So there's runners now on first and third with 1 out, and an opportunity here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But General Manager Jeff Lounsbury described it as Jesse Hodges was just, it was going to take him a couple games to get bit by the proverbial bug again, and what he meant by that was that as soon as Jesse Hodges steps back in a batter's box, he's going to be addicted to try and get it as good as he possibly can again, and a guy who played up to the AA level in the minor leagues.
And he's hustling down the line.
Yep.
Really trying to contribute to the team any way he can.
So here's John Salazzo, big power threat. 3 games in a row with a home run. 1 out, couple ducks on the pond. First pitch, low.
Leafs have been struggling to get base runners all game, so really have to capitalize here. Even a sac fly, just got to get something on the board.
The game plan from Adam Jaffine seems to be the exact same it's been from every other pitcher in the Intercounty Baseball League. Away, away, away to John Salazzo. Here's the 1-0. That one came in, and it's in there for a strike. Justin Mara's the runner on third base with average speed. See if he'll try and come home on a ground ball. Salazzo check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, said the second base umpire. 1-2.
Now there's 2 strikes. You really have to shorten up your swing. Just got to put the ball in play. Anything up the middle should bring a runner in, so can't strike out here.
See if John Salazzo continues with that opposite field approach here early in the season. 1-2. Breaking ball, hammered it. Deep to left field. 4 in a row. John Salazzo has hit home runs in 4 consecutive games, and the Maple Leafs lead 3-2. Oh, baby, John Salazzo hammered that ball. Here's another look at it right here. Oh, man, he got all of it, and it just cleared the right field wall, but it was an absolute rocket. That was a dart, and the Maple Leafs take the lead.
You know, they were talking about how they got to keep the ball away, and Jaffine there kind of left it a bit too far over the plate, and Salazzo made him pay.
J.J. Dutton. The Maple Leafs have life. Dutton lines one to second base. What a play by Dupuis. Whips it over to first. 1 away. Or 2 away, I should say. Wow. Dupuis got a really tough hop and handled it really well once again. And that's a big out after the home run. Getting a big defensive play. That'll really help Adam Jaffine get out of this 4th inning. Ground ball to third, sharply hit. Long throw over to first by James Smybert. Good play to retire Greg Carrington. But the Toronto Maple Leafs take the lead. John Salazzo has hit home runs in 4 consecutive games, and this was a big one with 1 out for the Maple Leafs. A 3-run shot, and the Maple Leafs lead 3-2 over the Welland Jackfish. We'll be right back. Look who's back on the mound for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Sam Green, in his 5th inning of work. And if he can get through this inning, he's also in line for a win for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Moretto, the batter, to lead things off. And the pitch is in the dirt now, 1-1. Steven Moretto. Pitch way outside now, 2-1. Moretto playing for the Sacramento State Hornets from 2018 to 2022 in Division I, the NCAA. Pitch way inside now, 3-1. And it appears that Steven Moretto has had a last 4 years of baseball as he played in the Expedition League, the Collegiate Summer League as well from 2019 to 2022. So playing summer baseball and college baseball at the same time. Takes outside, ball 4.
Now batting number 10, Mateo Porcelato.
Mateo Porcelato lays down a bunt. It's a good one to third base. Salazzo comes in, throws to first, got him at first base. What can't John Salazzo do?
Bang, bang play.
That was a cannon to first base as well. And it should be mentioned that John Salazzo also has pitched quite a bit in the Intercounty Baseball League as well.
Terrific bunt right down the third base line. You can't really ask for a better bunt, but yeah, Salazzo coming up, firing to first base.
Yeah, let's take another look at it here. Here's the bunt down the third. Salazzo charging in, whips it to first. What a play. Runner does advance to second base, and Josh Williams is way out in front of that Sam Green slider. Another breaking ball. Williams is just not on the page, same page as Sam Green right now. 0-2. This time he just gets a piece of it at home plate. Josh Williams is stubborn at the plate right now. He is going to commit to the fastball and just try and adjust to that Sam Green breaking ball. We'll see if Green goes right back to the well. Oh, 2. He got the fastball, and he painted it over the inside corner. Strike 3, 2 away. That was some mind games right there at the plate.
Yeah, Green definitely in Williams' head right there. Williams had no idea what was going on in that at-bat. Big second out there for Green.
What if Josh Williams might have changed his approach there? Thinking Green would go back to the well on the fast or on the breaking ball. I certainly thought that's what he was going to throw. How about the play of Tyler Dupuis, who's the batter right now at shortstop? He has been, or at second base, he has been fantastic this afternoon.
Yeah, this field's not an easy one to play on as an infielder, and he's been making every play so far today.
Dupuis is 0 for 1 with a strikeout at the plate. Runner in scoring position. Pitch up and in. That also represents the tying run, and for Sam Green, maybe a little extra benefit if he can get out of this inning right here and not allow that runner at second to score, because he would be in line for the win. Pitch is outside, 3-1. Tyler Dupuis from St. Catharines, Ontario. 3-1 pitch lined into the outfield, and that one's down the line. The Welland Jackfish are going to tie the ball game. Here's a throw to second base. It's on the money, and they got him. The run did come in to score, and it was close. It was certainly close. As it stands right now, it's 3-3. Before we go, let's take another look at it. So here's the base hit into the outfield. Watch that runner at third base coming home. He pulls up just a little bit, and yes, he certainly did score before that tag was applied there at second base. Good job by our replay crew here at Maple Leafs Baseball. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Toronto Maple Leafs are in a tie ball game against the Welland Jackfish. Salazzo fists one into the outfield, and that one's gonna fall. Jordan Castaldo is chugging around third base. Here's the throw to the plate, and it gets away again and hit the runner, Jordan Castaldo. Here's a ball rocketed over the first baseman's head. John Salazzo with an RBI single. It's 8-1. John Salazzo is a guy with a ton of power, and right on cue, John Salazzo crushes one to left field, and it's gone. 3-run home run for John Salazzo. All right, John, first home run of the year for you. How did it feel seeing that one go over the left field fence?
You know what? I was surprised when I first hit it. I usually don't hit opposite field, but you know, it was good to get the first one underneath the belt. I mean, it took me last year till July, so to get one out in May, it felt good.
12 runs for you guys today. How good does it feel as a team to put up this much offense early in the season?
You know, we're swinging it good. It's top to bottom, 1-2-9. Everyone's hitting the ball hard. Everyone's, doing their job, passing on the stick, and we're looking scary. We're looking real scary out there.
Yeah, I mean, on that topic, this Maple Leafs team looks really good. In fact, maybe even improved from last year in a team that went to the IBL Finals. What are the guys in the locker room saying about what's the feeling around this team?
Man, we're all gelling right now. We're all clicking on all cylinders. Through the veterans, through the rookies, we're all good right now. You know what I mean? And it's a good vibe coming into the locker room. We're all liking each other, and it's a special team right now. It's a very special team. So it's going to be something good this year.
Great, thanks, John.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
So both starters this afternoon working into the fifth inning. Both have given up 3 runs. Adam Jaffine trying to keep it right there. I guess Sam Green still would be in line for the win if the Maple Leafs were able to plate another run here. And we don't know that he's not coming out of the game as well, but the longest outing that Sam Green has had in his Intercounty Baseball League career came against the Guelph Royals here last Sunday. That was 5 innings, exactly what he's throwing here this afternoon. Dan Mara is the batter. And he's ahead in the count, 2-0. Pitch in there for a strike, 2-1. Inside 3-1. This is the same scenario that Dan Mara had in his last at-bat, 3-1. Last time he drew a walk. Inside ball 4. Looked close. The Maple Leafs will take it. Mara down to first base.
That's 2 walks last inning, and now another walk to start this inning off. Jaffine's kind of losing his command a bit. There's a pitcher warming up for Welland now in the bullpen.
Yeah, Brandon Underhill warming up in the bullpen. Pitch a strike to Jose Vinicio, hitting into the 9 spot. Another one, breaking ball to Vinicio, that's a strike, 0-2.
Big lead at first for Mara. I wonder if they try to do something here. Maybe hit and run with the 9-hitter.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Vinicio down on 3 pitches, 1 away.
Now batting number 21.
First pitch in there for a strike to Yoichi Ishihara. Ishihara came into this game batting .412, 17 at-bats, 8 hits, 3 RBIs, and he's only struck out once. Throw over to first. Back to the bag is Mara. Ishihara out of Yokohama, Japan. Oh, 1 breaking ball upstairs, pops out of the glove there of Sam Cocker, but he quickly gobbles it up to stop Dan Mara from advancing from first. Ishihara didn't play last night against the Brantford Red Sox. Was 1 for 5 against Kitchener in the Maple Leafs 14-9 win. Ishihara rips one into the outfield. That one's down into left field, a base hit. First and second now with 1 out.
Good piece of hitting there. Turns on that inside fastball and rips it to left.
And from the short sample size that we've seen from Ishihara, he has the ability to slap the ball the other way, as you see a lot of Japanese players do with their unique approach at the plate, but he has not been afraid to go up and in and rock one into left field as well, hitting out of that righty stance. Pull the ball down the line in the home opener for the Maple Leafs, just keeping it fair inside the bag. This one's hit to center field on a line, and it's going to be caught out there by Gianfranco Morello, 2 away. Adamara got good wood on it, but just didn't quite elevate it enough to reach that center field wall. Jordan Castaldo is 0 for 1 with a walk in his last at-bat. Now the catcher Sam Cocker is going to go have a word here with Adam Jaffine, who is also trying to get through his 5th inning of work. No action as of now in the Maple Leafs bullpen, so this could be an attempt at Sam Green's longest career outing in the Intercounty Baseball League. And if Sam Green had to draw up what his longest career outing would look like in the IBL, getting hit in the shin in the 3rd inning by a line drive probably wouldn't be in it.
He's earned every inning today.
So here's Castaldo, playing in his final Intercounty Baseball League season, a legend in the IBL. Hits one to center field, Morello's there, makes the catch. Castaldo hit it hard, but the inning is over and the threat is avoided by Adam Jaffine and the Welland Jackfish. 3-3, we head to the 6th inning here at Dominico Field. New pitcher into the game for the Toronto Maple Leafs is Daniel Procopio. So we welcome you back here to Maple Leafs Baseball on YouTube. He's going to face 1, 2, 3, Morello, Nicholson, and Smybert for the Jackfish. Morello check swing. Looks like he went. No, he didn't, says the umpire at third base. 1-1. Procopio delivers inside. Daniel Procopio has pitched in 2 games this season. 2.25 ERA in just 4 innings, but in those 4 innings, 6 strikeouts and 4 walks. 2-1. That one's lined into the outfield, and that one's going to get down for a base hit. Morello was thinking about 2 right away, and speed is aboard now to lead off the inning for the Jackfish.
Now batting right fielder, number 13, Brandon Nicholson.
Just the 4th hit of the season allowed by Dan Procopio. Pitch is way inside. Daniel Procopio, a 10th round draft pick in the 2017 Major League Baseball draft out of Niagara University in New York. He was drafted by the Los Angeles Angels. Nobody out. Morello going, throw down to second base. There was nobody there. The ball gets into center field, and the Welland Jackfish are threatening hard now to take the lead as they have a runner on third base on the miscue. And Justin Mara is asking what was going on down there at second base, as he looked like he had a real shot at getting the runner at 2.
Yeah, normally, right-handed hitter, second baseman will cover, but a little late getting over. It's a good throw, just no one there to catch it. Now the infield comes in, trying to cut that runner off at home with no one out.
Strike 3 called. Daniel Procopio gets 1 step of the way to getting out of this jam. It's a runner on third base with 1 out.
Big first out there.
Daniel Procopio got as high as AA baseball in the Los Angeles Angels system. Playing with the Mobile Bay Bears in AA in the Southern League. 0-1 to James Smybert, the biggest RBI threat in the lineup. Pitch is way outside, 1-1. And, it's the 6th inning, and this is where the debate starts to happen. But with James Smybert at the plate, first base is open. But you walk Smybert, it doesn't get much easier. Sam Cocker is on deck. Smybert takes just outside. That would have been a big pitch for Procopio. Had been called a strike. Now it's 2-1 as he's behind the count. Top of the 6th inning. Jackfish trying to take the lead with a runner on third. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Gutsy breaking ball there from Procopio. Ball hit on the ground to second base. Dan Mara checks the runner, tosses over to first, and there's 2 away. The Maple Leafs and Dan Procopio 1 out away from getting out of a runner on third base, nobody out situation with 2, 3, 4 in the order coming up. But they still have a tall task to get by Sam Cocker.
And the gamble paid off. You know, 6th inning, bringing the infield, hit right at the second baseman for an easy out. Hopefully he can get out of the jam now.
And fielding that bouncing ball that sharply hit on the grass, not easy as well. So good job there by Dan Mara to keep it in front of him and make the play at first base. First pitch is high, ball 1. Sam Cocker, 0 for 2. 13th at bat of the season. 1-0. This one's popped up. Justin Mara coming back, and it's going to be about 20 feet out of play behind the backstop. Very close. One and one. Pitch to Cocker. This one's crushed deep to left field, and it is gone. Sam Cocker hits one out to left field, and the Welland Jackfish don't just cash in that run. They cash in a couple with 2 outs, and it's 5-3 Jackfish. Well, here's another look at it right here. Looks like that was a fastball from Procopio, and you could tell he knew it right away, didn't like the location. Sam Cocker doesn't miss it. So that'll bring up former minor leaguer Luis John.
It's tough as a pitcher. Got to be really precise with your pitches. Runner on third, no one out. He got almost all the way there, but just left a fastball over the middle of the plate.
Luis John also playing as high as Double-A baseball back in 2017, not too long ago. Played for the Hartford Yard Goats in the Colorado Rockies system. There were some pretty good players on that Hartford Yard Goat team as well. Josh Fuentes, Brendan Rogers, and Ryan McMahon. All guys that Luis John was competing for a spot on that team with. And all 3 of those players going on to play Major League Baseball as well, as that one that's up over the head of Luis John might have slipped out of the hand of Procopio. But with that being said, Luis John hasn't played professional baseball since 2018. He played in the Frontier League for the Southern Illinois Miners. Procopio's 3-0 pitch right down the middle for a strike. Top of the 6th, Procopio trying to get out of the inning. Ground ball, chopped foul, left field line. Welland Jackfish had a runner on third base with nobody out. Procopio got the next 2 outs, including a good infield in play to hold the runner at third base, and then Sam Cocker got the RBI and more as he lifted one over the left field fence and gave the Jackfish a 5-3 lead. 3-2, inside, ball 4. Now this inning starting to drag on just a little bit for Dan Procopio, who'd given up just 1 earned run before this outing. Runner goes, throw down is into the outfield again. Runner's going to third base now. And another throwing error down to second base. And it's going to allow Luis John to go all the way down to third base, and another runner in scoring position at third for the Welland Jackfish, who will take any add-on runs they can get. This has been a tightly contested game, and for the most part, pretty well pitched as well, but we're just in the top of the 6th inning. Steven Moretto, the batter, and he's hit. Moretto is going to head down to first base as he gets hit right in the back.
Procopio's got to settle down. Home run, walks the guy, hits the guy. This inning is definitely starting to unravel on him.
Rob Butler will come out to the mound, and some casual action going on now in the Toronto Maple Leafs bullpen. Take a look at the replay here, and yeah, right in the small of the back. That can't feel nice.
That's gotta hurt. Still 2 outs though, so just gotta get one more guy to get out of the inning. Gotta settle down, make some pitches here.
That's been the challenge, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Procopio to Porcelato. Check swing, went around, strike one.
Good start to the at-bat there.
Yeah, looked like that might have been a called strike. Mateo Porcelato coming into this game with 3 strikeouts in his first 5 at-bats. Now he hits one right back to the mound. Off the glove of Procopio, throws to first in time. And although the Welland Jackfish do take the lead, in the end, Dan Procopio makes a big defensive play of his own to make sure the Jackfish don't get more. Just 2 in the inning on a 2-run home run with 2 outs and a runner at third base by Sam Cocker. And it's the Welland Jackfish 5, the Toronto Maple Leafs 3. So you got the young players this year, and then after that first game, we got some exciting news about a former Team Canada player and someone who I think the Leafs fans are going to be really excited about, Jesse Hodges. What can Leafs fans know about Jesse Hodges and what he's going to bring to this team?
He's got once he starts playing again, it's been a while since Jesse's laced him up as a player. And it's funny, he's self-admittedly, once he starts playing, he knows himself that he'll be in 100%. Like that's it. That's it. He knows the bug will bite him. He's been probably been fighting it for a while, trying to do other things and get involved in other things. So we're looking forward to it. He's going to make his debut in London on Saturday. Be his first game, but he's a joy to watch. He's going to pitch too. That's something different he's never done before. At the pro level, he's always been a third baseman. He's going to DH a little bit, play a little infield here and there, but he's going to pitch, and that's something he has been working on regularly for about the last 2 years. So I think he's excited to kind of play the game at that position as well. And he's going to be a fresh arm, but he played third base, so we know he's got a cannon across the diamond. But he's a veteran presence. He got there right at the end of the game. On Sunday, he showed up about the 8th inning himself. So he watched it and witnessed it and was in the change room for the enjoyment of the guy's excitement. I think that was it. You could see it right away. Oh, he was already bit. So we look forward to it. We look forward to helping Jesse fall in love with the game again.
So Adam Jaffine, yes, back on the mound. Jesse Hodges is the batter. Bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch is outside to Hodges.
He's been sitting on the bench a while. There's a long half inning there by Welland at the plate, so we'll see if he can get his command back.
Yeah, Adam Jaffine has yes, allowed some base runners in this game, but all in all has gotten out of it almost every time. The only blemish, really, is a 3-run home run by John Salazzo, and that's it. That's just one mistake pitch. Although John Salazzo might not have been a mistake. Salazzo's hitting everything. And John Salazzo loves to pull the baseball, too. So if you give him a fastball on the inner half, he sees that as more of an opportunity. Something to swing at.
He's capitalizing on everything right now.
2-1. Hodges hammers one into the outfield. That one's down for a hit. Jesse Hodges with a big turn at first base.
Good start to the inning, and now runner on base for Salazzo.
So that's the third hit for Hodges, playing as the DH this afternoon. And now John Salazzo did the damage in this first at-bat. All 3 RBIs for the Maple Leafs. There's a pitch up and in. Salazzo also has a sparkling defensive play at third base as well, as right after he hit that home run in the next half inning. 1-0. And there for a strike, 1-1. Welland Jackfish looking to win their 3rd game in a row. The 1-1 to Salazzo, inside, picked back to first base, and Jesse Hodges bounced back in. The tag didn't matter, the ball skipped away from the first baseman, Steven Moretto. The outfield for the Welland Jackfish, especially Matteo Porcelato and Gianfranco Morello, playing pretty far in right now against John Salazzo. Pitch way inside. And I almost wonder if that might be telling John Salazzo that the game plan has changed by Adam Jaffine, and maybe he's trying to pound him in on the hands instead of going the other way. Porcelato was way in left field. 3-1. Up and away, ball 4. Salazzo heads down to first base, and the Maple Leafs have the first 2 base runners on.
That's it.
And this looks like it might be the end of the afternoon here for Adam Jaffine. Pitch count at 82 pitches, and Adam Jaffine will exit. And we have the new pitcher when we come back. First, we take a short break. 2 runners on for the Maple Leafs, threatening here in the bottom of the 6th. So new pitcher into the game for the Welland Jackfish, Brandon Underhill. He'll face J.J. Dutton, and Underhill, not just a relief pitcher, but really a two-way player, if that's what you want to call it. Pitched in 8 games last season. This is his first appearance this year. J.J. Dutton. Good swing at the first pitch, but he fouls it off.
And not an easy situation to come into. 2 on, no out.
Yeah, Dutton trying to cash home an RBI here. Brandon Underhill, a 5.26 ERA last season in 8 games, delivers high, ball 1. And if there was anything that was a trait of Underhill last year, it was that he pitched to a lot of contact, and some of it rather hard hit contact too. Just 10 strikeouts over 25 2/3 innings pitched. Dutton swings and misses, strike 2.
I mean, they're looking for the double play right here. 2 on, no out. Trying to get some of the ground ball up the middle. Try to turn 2 and take the Leafs out of the momentum here.
Yep, contact is what they want, but J.J. Dutton can really hustle down the first base line. Greg Carrington's on deck. 1-2 to Dutton. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good job behind the plate by Sam Cocker to avoid those runners moving up. That was a really important block there from Cocker. I think Underhill might be hunting the strikeout here. See if he can't make J.J. Dutton expand out of the strike zone. Here's the 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Now he's going to have to give Dutton something in the strike zone. Big pitch coming here for Brandon Underhill, fresh into the game. 3-2. Dutton hits one in the air. This one's to center field. It's dropping, and it falls. There's a looked like there might have been a play at second base on the force out, but John Salato hustles in there. He had to wait up for that ball to fall, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for the Maple Leafs in the 6th. Well, the Toronto Maple Leafs will be happy to have Greg Carrington batting in this situation. Hot start to the season. He's 1 for 2 this afternoon. Has 1 home run on the year, and it was in a situation just like this. Pitches outside, ball 1.
And Welland's got the corners in. Anything to first or third, they're going to be coming home. Anything up the middle looks like they're going to turn 2 and sacrifice the 1 run for 2 outs.
Yeah, they have a 2-run lead. 1-0. Carrington fouls it off. He's way out in front. One and one. Bases are loaded. Greg Carrington swings and hits one in the air. This one's pretty deep to right field, and it's gone! Greg Carrington, a grand slam! And the Maple Leafs take the lead. Oh, what a big-time hit from Greg Carrington. 7-5 Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh, let's take a look at the replay here. Brandon Underhill fresh into the game, delivers what looked like an inside fastball, and Carrington was all over it. Clearing the bases, and now the Maple Leafs have a 2-run lead. Adam Mara, now the batter, hitting in the 8th spot. This has been an exciting afternoon at Dominico Field. Hard hit on the ground. That one gets by Luis John, the shortstop. It was going to have to be a heck of a play at first base either way. Dan Mara gets an infield hit. Well, this was a really difficult situation for Brandon Underhill to inherit. Big swing and a miss by Jose Vinicio.
Yeah, 2 on, no one out. A good Leafs lineup. And they're taking advantage of him.
But so far, he's walked a batter and induced 2 pieces of hard contact. This is his first outing of the year as well. Vinicio hits one in the air. This one's to right field, but it's going to hang up as the catch is made by Brandon Nicholson. So that's the first out that Underhill is retired.
Santos, pinch hit.
So we got a pinch hitter coming in now for Yoichi Ishihara as the runner goes from first base, and Dan Mara is going to steal the bag clean. It's Ryan Santos who comes in, and we've seen this all season. Yoichi Ishihara playing about half the game. This time he starts the game, and Santos, who will come in as the leadoff hitter most of the or about half the time so far this year.
Looks like a platoon maybe. Once the lefty's out of the game, now they're bringing in lefty pitcher out of the game, bringing Santos to face the righty.
And I'll bet you that Ryan Santos will end up moving into center field, and J.J. Dutton will move into left. Runner on second, 2-0. Santos flies one in the air. This one's going to hook foul. Left side. Ryan Santos looking to get things going. Just 1 for 12 on the season. But 4 RBIs. Pitches in the dirt. With that 1 for 12 in mind, Santos has drawn 8 walks already this season. Throw back to second base, it was close. Dan Mara just slides back in time.
He's really getting an aggressive lead there at second, trying to score on a single.
(3-1). Up and away, ball 4. Ryan Santos heads down to first base. Underhill still has just been able to record the 1 out. And Sam Cocker's going to head to the mound to check on his pitcher. So if Justin Mara is able to find a gap, Ryan Santos will most likely score from first base. He has blazing speed. Casey Boulier Howard warming up in the Jackfish bullpen. Justin Mara, the batter, hits one foul. One out to Justin Mara, 2 home runs on the season. Pitch is outside, 1-1. Justin Mara got things started in the home run front for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hit the first home run of the year. That was back against the London Majors in London. And then the floodgates opened in terms of home runs for the Toronto Maple Leafs, as that's a check swing Umpire calls a strike, 1-2. John Salazzo, 4 home runs in a row. Greg Carrington has a couple home runs on the season. Justin Mara, a few homers. One, two. Outside, 2-2. Two Demara. Hit on the ground to shortstop. It takes a wicked hop. Gets through the infield. 1 run is going to come in to score, and the Maple Leafs open up a 3-run lead. That was not the fault of Luis John at all. We might need to get another look at this because I'm not so sure that didn't hit the umpire at second base. Okay, let's take a look. Took a wicked hop. Oh, no, I think it just took a nasty hop off that grass. And I mean, I think that Luis John might have been screened a little bit by the umpire.
Like he got in the way. He was breaking to third base, and then he kind of hopped back to second base side and gets through the infield.
Can we see that again? Let's take a look. It's hard to say. It might have just taken a nasty hop. Either way, that is a really unfortunate stroke of bad luck because that could have been a double play ball. Hit to the shortstop, John, or at least would have got an out. Instead, first and third, Maple Leafs cash in another run.
And the inning continues. Still only 1 out.
And this is going to be a barn burner right down to the finish. You know that because the Welland Jackfish have just as strong a lineup as the Toronto Maple Leafs do. It appears this year the Maple Leafs have been off to a blazing start with the bats. So it's Jordan Castaldo who steps in. Justin Mara with that ground ball to shortstop that'll go as a hit. Castaldo hits one high in the air. This one's to center field. But it's going to remain in play. Runner tagging from third. He will score. That's Ryan Dos Santos. It was never in doubt with him running home as Gianfranco Morello had to go all the way back to the wall and a sac fly, but Jordan Castaldo just missed it.
Good piece of hitting there. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. Got to put the ball in play. Almost drove it out of here, but a sac fly will do.
9-5 Toronto. Jesse Hodges steps in. Hodges hammers one into the outfield. That one's going to get down for a base hit. Justin Mara holds up at second base. Jesse Hodges, although hasn't shown a ton of power yet, has shown that he's really smart at the plate and he's got a very, very good approach. So this is going to be it, I believe, for Underhill.
Yeah, and this one in bottom of the sixth.
It looks like Boyer Howard is going to come into the game for the Welland Jackfish as the Toronto Maple Leafs have opened things up on the bottom of the sixth and now lead by 4. It's 9-5 Toronto. So 2 on with 2 out, and the task now for Casey Bouillard-Howard. It's not an easy one. It's to get John Salazzo. 3-run homer earlier this afternoon. First pitch is a strike. Bouillard-Howard hailing out of Brantford, Ontario. Has pitched in just 1 game so far this season. Here's the 0-1 to Salazzo. This one's hit on the ground foul. His 1 inning of work was against Kitchener back on May 21st. Gave up 1 earned run, walked 2 over 1 inning of work. Oh, 2. Check swing, did he go? No, says the second base umpire. 1 and 2. That would have been a big out there for Bouillard-Howard. He pitched in 15 games last season, a 5.10 ERA over 24 and 2/3 innings pitched, and that one's low to John Salazzo. Salazzo rockets one into the Welland Jackfish bullpen, maybe over it.
Way ahead of that fastball.
Wonder what he was thinking about there.
Trying to get another 3-run home run on the scoreboard.
John Salazzo 3 for 5 with a 3-run bomb last night in Brantford. Salazzo swings and fouls it at the plate. And I guess we should mention as well, it was a big evening last night for John Salazzo, getting his 400th career RBI in the Intercounty Baseball League in the regular season. He got number 400, 401, 402, and 403 in that game. I guess he's up to 407 now. Pitch is inside, 3 and 2. And if you're wondering, John Salazzo does not keep track of those stats. I don't think, I mean, it's not something that's coming in the front of his mind. As I sent him a congratulatory text last night. He said, "Oh, really?" Salazzo hits one on the ground to first, and a good play there. And an important one as well from Steven Moretto as he gets the Welland Jackfish out of the inning on a tricky hop. But the Toronto Maple Leafs explode for 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th and now lead the Welland Jackfish 9-5. This is Toronto Maple Leafs baseball on YouTube here at Dominico Field. So top of the 7th inning, Daniel Procopio is going to be back on the mound for the Maple Leafs.
The score at a World Championship, my friend wants to see Canada is playing against Germany.
They won 5-2.
Oh, you got it? Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. 5-2 Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Woo, congratulations. Oh, Procopio. That one slipped out of his hand and went to the backstop. I'm sure you heard all that conversation. You've seen it, though, on the broadcast, because Gus, our fantastic graphics operator, has been giving you updates from all over the world in the sports world.
The unsung hero of the broadcast booth.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Just showing off now. Is that final? No, not yet. Jays need a series win against the Minnesota Twins. And Alejandro Kirk is a guy they'd like to get going, as this one's in the dirt for a ball. Dan Procopio has walked another batter to lead off the inning. Toronto Blue Jays, as you may know, if you're a baseball fan watching right now, struggling right now. That game in the 7th inning right now, and with Danny Jansen being out of the lineup, ball's on Alejandro Kirk to put together some hits out of the bottom of the order. Oh, that's the wrong league? Okay. Dupuis, the number 9 hitter for the Welland Jackfish. It's been great defensively this afternoon and is 1 for 2 at the plate. Daniel Procopio gave up a 2-run homer after nearly getting out of a runner on third base, nobody out situation. And so far, has looked like he's fighting the command just a little bit on the mound, but Daniel Procopio is a competent pitcher, and there's no question that he'll be able to battle through this. This one's fouled off. And in the Intercounty Baseball League, length is always something that you want from your pitchers, and especially on Sunday afternoon games, because the Maple Leafs will very frequently have played 2 or 3 games in a row on a Sunday. In this particular instance, they have it about as easy as you can get, because they played on Saturday, but they had a laugher against the Brantford Red Sox 16-5. So they didn't have to empty out too many valuable arms in the bullpen. And if you're wondering who pitched for the Maple Leafs yesterday, we can't be too much help, because we're still working on getting the stats input from last game. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Taylor Dupuis goes down for the 2nd time this afternoon.
Good to see Procopio bounce back from that walk to lead off with a good strikeout there.
So a good outing on the mound, and one that Sam Green had to battle through, but overall I think the Toronto Maple Leafs will be very happy with what they got from their starter this afternoon.
Yeah, first inning, gave up a home run, then settled down. A bunch of 1, 2, 3 innings. Obviously got hit on the leg, wasn't sure if he's going to continue. Pitched a couple innings after. All in all, against a really tough Welland lineup. Looked really good out there for most of the afternoon.
Yeah, 2 earned runs, and the only blemish was 2-run home run. And you have to remember as well, one of those 2 runs that he let up got on via an error.
Yeah, building off that strong previous start, looking good today. Clearly becoming one of the Leafs' better pitchers in this young season.
If Sam Green can consistently give 5 innings of 0 to 2 earned run baseball for the Maple Leafs, they would be very happy with that. Gianfranco Morello tomahawks one off the backstop. Count still 0-2. Top 7, Maple Leafs leading by 4, but it's been back and forth all game. Pitch just missed to Morello, 1-2. 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Fouled back. Oh, and hit a moving car in the street, but not too hard. They're okay. Yeah, that car is dented, actually. Strike 3 called. Procopio puts a dent in a strike zone, and there's 2 away. My broadcast partner, Josh Margles, is getting his first taste of the broadcast booth here at Dominico Field, and you get to see some interesting things, especially when the baseball gets loose back there on the street.
Oh yeah, dented car, guys coming up giving us ice caps off the street. Anything, anything can happen here.
Not off the street. Nicholson, the batter, 2 outs. Procopio in his second inning of relief, swing and a miss. Dan Procopio has struck out 2 in the inning, and he's 1 pitch away from striking out the side, but he'd love to just get out of this inning as he had some trouble with 2 outs in the 6th. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off. Just getting a piece of it was Brandon Nicholson.
That's a tough pitch to hit, to foul back, inside fastball, right on the hands. Good job to just get a piece of that and stay alive in this at-bat.
Just inside. Whoa, 2-2. Procopio thought he might have got himself out of the inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No trouble this time. Dan Procopio strikes out the side, and that's exactly what you want to do when your team scores 6 in the previous inning. To the bottom of the 7th we go, the bats for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Coming up. Bottom of the 7th inning, J.J. Dutton is going to lead things off for the Maple Leafs, and the first pitch from Casey Bouillard Howard is in there for a strike. Dutton flies on the air. This one's to relatively shallow right field. Brandon Nicholson makes the catch. He's had a lot of action out there, and there's one away. So this brings up Greg Carrington, and Josh, oh, what a swing it was in his last at-bat.
Really the momentum changer of the game so far today.
3-run homer, and then the Maple Leafs tacked another on as well with a sac fly. It was a grand slam over the right field wall, and it just got out of there. There aren't a lot of ballparks that it would have been a home run, but either way, it was a good swing that he put on the baseball and a 2-strike count too. This one's a pretty good swing, but it's going to hang up. In center field, it's Gianfranco Morello who comes over and makes the catch. 1 away, 2 away. Carrington now 2 for 4 on the afternoon. So this will bring up Dan Mara. Scored a run, he's 1 for 2, he's drawn a walk. Hasn't struck out yet this afternoon. Nice job so far by Casey Bouillard Howard for the Welland Jackfish coming into the game. Retired 3 straight batters now. And that might not sound like much, but the Jackfish really needed someone who was going to settle things down in that 6th inning.
Yeah, the game is really starting to get away from them. He stopped the bleeding. 2 quick outs here, trying to set down the Leafs and then get the Jackfish back on the bats.
Yeah, they stopped the bleeding and they still have life. This is a lineup with a whole lot of pop, and they're going to have 6 outs to work with and 4 runs to get. Ground ball to short, and another unlucky hop for the Welland Jackfish. Oh, man. Luis John is not going to like when he has to come back here later in the year.
Not a chance. He had no chance with that one. Way over his head.
Okay, let's take another look at it as well. Here it is. Yeah, routine ground ball. Nope. See ya. Up over the head. Wicked hop. The infield's hard. It will bounce a lot, but that one might have kicked up off a piece of dirt or something. Yeah, Chris Bowato warming up. Pitched in last night's game for the Jackfish. Bowato coming out of Maple, Ontario. He's a lefty. So you'd think that maybe Chris Bowato up to face some of the lefties in the Maple Leafs lineup. Right now we're at Jose Vinicio, and then 3 straight lefties coming up. Vinicio hammers one into the outfield, but right at the sprinting outfielder, Mateo Porcelato, and the Maple Leafs, despite getting a rather fortuitous bounce with 2 outs, don't get anything else, as it's a relatively clean inning for Casey Bouillard Howard. To the 8th inning we go. The Jackfish coming up, and they need some runs. James Smybert will lead things off for the Welland Jackfish. They have 6 outs to work with. They need 4 runs, and the new pitcher into the game for the Toronto Maple Leafs is James Wilson. Wilson's first pitch was a ball. Now here's the second one. Just high, ball 2. So James Smybert has a couple RBIs. It was a 2-run home run way back in the first inning. He's 1 for 3 on the afternoon with a strikeout. Pitch is high, 3-0. In there for his strike, 3-1. So James Wilson has pitched just 1 inning for the Toronto Maple Leafs this season. It's a pretty good one. Walked 1, struck out 2. Pitch inside, ball 4. That's the second walk of the season now for James Wilson. His last outing was against the Kitchener Rangers. That was part of that 14-9 win for the Maple Leafs. They used a lot of pitchers in that game. As you can imagine, with 23 total runs scored in a baseball game. And that's interesting. Davey Mendez pitching now in the bullpen for the Welland Jackfish. And to be quite honest with you, when Davey Mendez comes on the mound for Welland, it usually means that's all the runs you're going to score for the game. Here's a fly ball. This one looks like it might be playable. It's in play. It's down the line, and it is foul. Just foul.
Leafs got a little lucky there. That was a really tough play. Would have been extra bases for sure if it stayed fair.
James Wilson, also a very young player for the Maple Leafs. Born in 2003. Actually had a birthday 4 days ago. And he's an imposing presence on the mound as well. 6'4", 220 pounds. Towering on that Maple Leafs mound. Outside corner, strike 3 called. That one was a breaking ball from the big righty. 1 away.
Another great sequence there, throwing the fastball early and then getting the off-speed pitch to shut him down.
So this is an important spot here for James Wilson, trying to limit the Welland Jackfish and get to the 9th inning. He might even pitch the 9th inning, although there is action in the Toronto Maple Leafs bullpen now. Oh, and it's Janice Alvarado who's warming up. Swing and a miss, strike 1 by John. One out, runner on first base. James Wilson would love it. Nice little tidy ground ball that takes a friendly hop to a infielder. Pitch is in the dirt. That ground ball is not going to matter much anymore. Runner's going to advance to second base. So it counts 1-1 now on John. So James Wilson racking up the strikeout numbers. 1 1/3 innings pitched on the season. 3 strikeouts. Ground ball is foul down the right field line. Two. Wilson trying to strand that runner at second base, and that's not going to help. Oh, that one hit John right in the hip. And he's going to take a walk back to the dugout, put his bat away, and head down to first base. Base runners are what the Welland Jackfish need right now. They'll be happy to have Luis John on first base. Steven Moretto stands in. Steven Moretto officially 1 for 1 on the afternoon.
Wilson having some command issues now. Hit the last batter starting 1-0. You know, you're up by 4. You need contact. You need strikes. You want the ball to go and play. Can't be too fancy here. It's another ball.
2-0. The tying run is in the on-deck circle right now for the Welland Jackfish. Shoot, it looks like the music's going away. Sorry about that to everyone watching at home. I know you really wanted that to keep going. 3-0. James Wilson's in some trouble. Bases are loaded. And this thing is not over quite yet. The tying run will come to the plate for the Welland Jackfish, and we're not even at the 9th inning yet. It's just the top of the 8th. And that is going to signal Rob Butler to the mound, and he clapped his hands together, which might mean he's taking the ball. Maybe not. I don't know if Alvarado is ready in the bullpen. I'm also not sure if Wilgenis Alvarado pitched last night against the Brantford Red Sox. I know the plan was to get him an inning. He just arrived with the team here with the Maple Leafs. James Wilson's going to talk himself into at least another batter here.
Now batting left fielder number 10, Mateo Bocciolano.
Maple Leafs coach before the game said, Rob Butler said, he hasn't really had to do much in this young IBL season. He said the game's just kind of been managing itself, and that's because the Toronto Maple Leafs have won most of their games pretty handily. Pitches inside, it goes to the backstop. Oh no, it hit the runner. Or it hit the batter. That's going to force in a run for Welland. And the bases are now loaded. And one pitch later, Rob Butler's going to come back to the mound, and he's going to make that pitching change in all likelihood. Yep, he's going to call for the lefty. Alvarado coming in for the first look for Maple Leafs fans for their new import pitcher. And we'll have that for you in a big spot when we come back. Well, Janice Alvarado is going to stand into a pinch hitter, McCoy Pierce.
Tough spot to come in, bases loaded, 1 out. Not easy for the new pitcher.
And this is an exciting new pitcher for the Toronto Maple Leafs. First pitch in there for a ball. This guy has a resume. 22 years old, coming out of Venezuela, standing at 6'2" on the mound, and he's a former Dunedin Blue Jay. Pitched in 23 games for the Dunedin Blue Jays last season. 41 innings, all in relief. Pitches way inside. Ball 2. Pitched in the Florida Complex League. That was rookie ball in 2019, in the Dominican Summer League, and the Gulf Coast League. All of those low-level professional baseball. And Alvarado, we're talking about all these, and yes, there's lots of players that have similar resumes, but Alvarado's still just 22 years old. 3-0 though to McCoy Pierce, and he's going to need to throw a strike here with the bases loaded. Alvarado looks in and just misses. Couldn't find the zone, and he's walked in a run. That run will be charged to James Wilson. It's 9-7. The tying run is at second base. The infield will remain back for the Maple Leafs. They'll hope for a double play ground ball pitch up and in, 5 consecutive balls. Now thrown by Alvarado. It's the number 9 hitter Tyler Dupuis, and then things get dangerous for the Welland Jackfish. Not to say Tyler Dupuis isn't dangerous. He's a very good for a number 9 hitter. But the top of the order is coming up after this. 1-0. This one's hit in the air, not particularly deep. Over goes J.J. Dutton. He makes the catch. Runner's going to come to the plate. Throw cut off by Jose Venizo. The throw is going to third, and it's 9-8, but that is an important out for the Maple Leafs. The runner at third base represents the tying run. Back to the top of the order, it's Gianfranco Morello, who's 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts this afternoon.
Big out there. Throws 6 balls in a row and can get one out there. Now 2 outs, trying to get out of this inning with the lead. Very important to keep throwing strikes at the moment.
The Welland Jackfish trusted that Alvarado was going to be able to come in the strike zone, because there's a scenario where Tyler Dupuis just decides to take until he throws him a strike. Aggressive play. It results in an RBI. And even if Morello isn't able to cash in that run at third base here, they will have 2-3-4 coming up the next inning. Just outside, 2-0. Just 1 strike thrown by Alvarado so far. Brandon Nicholson on deck. Way up and in, 3-0. Nicholson has been one of the hottest hitters before this afternoon for the Welland Jackfish. 0 for 4 today. Morello with a 3-0 count. Will likely have the take sign on here. Right down the middle. 3-1. Alvarado looks in, gets the sign. Deep breath on the mound. 3-1 pitch coming here to Morello. It's fouled straight back, and Alvarado is right back in the count. It's 3-2.
2 big pitches right there. Do not want to walk the bases loaded. battling hard on the mound. Not an easy situation to come into, but one pitch away from getting out of the jam.
Morello has reached base and scored once this afternoon. 3-2. Runner at first base will be on the move. Alvarado looks in. Here it comes. It's just inside. Oh, Alvarado thought he might have picked the corner, but it went around the plate, and that's ball 4. Second walk for Alvarado, but did show some good command later in that at-bat. But not an easy task now with Nicholson. Pinch runner coming in at second base. Hogan Brown. The runner coming in at second. Hogan Brown from Virginia Beach. He'll play quite a few games in the outfield as well, and maybe at DH for the Jackfish this season, if I remember correctly from last year. Nicholson at the plate, bases loaded, 2 outs. Pitch, a strike from Alvarado. Big pitch to start off the at-bat. Maybe gaining some confidence on the mound here, as 3 of the last 4 pitches have been in the zone now. 0-1, top 8, Toronto leading by 1. Way outside, 1-1. The 1-1 to Nicholson. Breaking ball, missed outside.
Now it's 2-1. You don't want to mess around too much. I think you got to go back to that fastball and just get it in the zone. Walking in a run, tying the game up would not be ideal right now.
2-1. Way inside, 3-1. Alvarado needs to hit the strike zone or the tying run will be walked in. Maple Leafs fans pleading the Welland Jackfish to swing the bat. Here's the 3-1 from Alvarado. Big pitch here. Way inside, ball 4. The Jackfish have tied it up. 9-9 in the top of the 8th inning. And now, can Alvarado get out of this inning and keep the game tied? More action in the Toronto Maple Leafs bullpen. How deep does this bullpen go on back-to-back days? Smybert, the batter. He takes inside, ball 1. Now you got to be careful if you're just trying to lay one in there, because James Smybert can easily leave the yard, and that would mean big, big trouble for the Maple Leafs, especially with Davey Mendez warming up in the bullpen for the Welland Jackfish. He doesn't give up much. Pitch, strike to Smybert. Here's one fisted off the light post, foul, left side. Count is 1-2. Alvarado way ahead in the count now to Smybert. Bases loaded, 9-9 game, top of the 8th inning. Alvarado's pitch, inside corner, strike 3 called. Well, the Welland Jackfish get some help from Maple Leaf pitching control. A couple runs walked in, the game now tied, but still tied, and the Maple Leafs coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning in a 9-9 ball game with the Welland Jackfish. We'll be right back. First pitch is a strike from the new pitcher in the game for the Welland Jackfish. It's Davy Mendez. Davy Mendez had a fantastic season last year. Here's the first pitch on the ground. Louis John, long throw. What a play, but not in time, and it gets away from the first baseman. Infield hit to lead off the inning. And that's Ryan Santos who got down the line quickly. Davy Mendez has pitched in just one game this season. That's now the first hit of the year that he's led up. In Davy Mendez's last 5 appearances in the Intercounty Baseball League, he's given up 2 hits. Both of those hits came against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and if I remember correctly, they were in the playoffs, and they were both home runs. I believe those are the only 2 home runs that Davy Mendez has given up in the Intercounty Baseball League. And that was in a big game for the Maple Leafs. I believe it led off the series. Maple Leafs would end up winning that series against the Welland Jackfish. They swept them. And it was a game where the Maple Leafs, former Maple Leafs legend Dustin Richardson also gave up 7 runs. And he hadn't given up more than a couple runs ever in the IBL. Here's a bouncing ball. It gets down the line. Ryan Santos speeds to third base, and he's in there. First and third for the Maple Leafs. Nobody out. And here comes Jordan Castaldo.
Great start to the inning there. 2 balls on the ground that get the Leafs to reach base. Threatening to score some runs here in the 8th.
The contact has not been hard against Davy Mendez, but it's done the job for the Maple Leafs thus far. They have the go-ahead run at third base. So potentially Ryan Wells warming up in the bullpen for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I wouldn't be surprised to see Alvarado come back into the game. Ryan Wells pitched a little bit for the Toronto Maple Leafs last season. First pitch inside, way inside. That was a breaking ball to Jordan Castaldo.
And the runner goes from first to second, not even worried about him. Just conceding that, and now the infield is in, trying to cut the ball off at the plate.
Yeah, I looked down there. That was that caught me off guard that the runner was able to move up. It's not a stolen base. It'll probably go as defensive indifference. Pitch up and away, 2-0. That's a big run at second base now. No double play in order. The Maple Leafs pitching depth is running thin. They may need more than 1 run.
Yeah, it's only the 8th, you know. It's interesting. It was the 9th. I 100% get it. 1 run wins the game. But as we just saw last inning, Welland putting up a bunch of runs, anything can happen. So every run's still valuable.
Good contact there from Castaldo, but it was late down the left field line. Davy Mendez from San Pedro, Dominican Republic, 6'4", 215 on the mound. Big presence and a hard thrower as well. Hard thrower with a wicket breaking ball. No one for the strikeout. 2-1. Chopped foul again. Late on it was Jordan Castaldo. Jordan Castaldo's really letting that fastball from Davy Mendez carry into the last second before he puts wood on it. And once again, Porcelato in the outfield, and left field playing very shallow against Jordan Castaldo. Nicholson and Wright played quite deep. 2-2. Breaking ball missed. Outside, just outside. 3-2, full count. Davey Mendez has pretty good control. I don't think he would mind putting Jordan Castaldo at first base, but it is a veteran guy in Jesse Hodges, who we've seen dump a couple singles on solid contact into the outfield, and then behind him is, well, John Salazzo. See if Mendez maybe goes to the breaking ball here against Castaldo. We're not worried about walking him too much. 3-2. Breaking ball, strike 3 called it. Locked Jordan Castaldo up. 1 away.
And that's
big out.
Tough as a batter, but at the end of the day, 2 strikes, you got to just get the bat on the ball, foul it off to try to fight another day. Because, you don't need a home run or anything like that. You just a sac fly, a ground ball anywhere. But locked him up. You're definitely looking fastball on that pitch.
So this is a sac fly situation. Jesse Hodges has seen a lot of flamethrowers in his day. It's righty-righty, and he will likely just try and get a ball to the outfield. We'll see. Swing and a miss. That was doing more than trying to get a ball to the outfield. That was a big cut. 0-1. 9-9. Bottom 8. Hodges against Mendez. This is a great matchup. John Salazzo waiting on deck. Hodges fouls it off. That time it looked like he got a pretty good rip at that one, but the breaking ball could be coming at any time from Davey Mendez. 0-2. That's how he got the strikeout on Castaldo, but this time that breaking ball will be breaking away from the bat of Jesse Hodges, down and away. Can Mendez find a big strikeout here? Here it comes. Breaking ball, and it might have slipped out of his hand just a little bit. It was way up and in on Hodges. 1-2. Runner at third base is Ryan Santos. He will not be afraid to try and sprint home on contact. Blazing speed. He represents the go-ahead run. 1-2 to Jesse Hodges. Breaking ball just missed. That one looked close inside. 2-2. Speed difference on that pitch. Quite drastic from the fastball. Davey Mendez has not walked a batter yet. Mendez in 11 games walked just 4 last season. That was his first year in the Inter-County Baseball League. And the regular season last year for Davey Mendez, 13 innings. He gave up 1 hit and struck out 23 batters over 13 innings. 2-2. Hodges battling. Swings and misses. Strike 3. Huge strikeout for Davey Mendez. And now, just like Daniel Procopio was a couple innings ago, in a position to get out of a runner on third, nobody out situation.
Can I say something in the mic?
John Salazzo has had a great day at the plate. He's had a great last 4 games for the Maple Leafs. Pitch just outside, ball 1. Infield able to play back at their normal position now with 2 outs, just trying to get an out anywhere to keep this game tied and give the Jackfish a chance to take the lead in the ninth.
Looks like they're putting him on intentional walk.
Huh. So John Salazzo heads down to first base to face J.J. Dutton, I guess a much less experienced Intercounty Baseball League player. And now Rob Butler's wheels are in motion as J.J. Dutton is called back to the dugout. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here. So they're going to go with David Alvarez off the bench. He has played in 2 games. He's had just 4 at-bats this season. Played against Kitchener, got 1 at-bat late in the game, and had 3 at-bats in that 11-10 loss to the Barrie Baycats. That was the only loss of the season for the Maple Leafs. In each of Alvarez's games, he has cashed in an RBI. Pitch in there for a strike, inside corner. This is a tough at-bat. Against Kitchener, David Alvarez was 0 for 1, but walked twice. That cashed in an RBI. Righty v lefty. Breaking ball, up and away. 1-1. What a big scenario here for the Woodbridge, Ontario native and a 2004 born player, David Alvarez. Pitch is fouled off, tomahawked foul down the left side. Heart might be racing a little bit.
Oh yeah, he's cold, comes off the bench, bases loaded against this arm. It's tough to do, but the Leafs need him here to put the bat on the ball, try to make something happen.
Can Davey Mendez work out of a big hole? 1-2 to David Alvarez, who's coming on as a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 8th. The bases are loaded. Pitch, swinging a ground ball. That one's to third base. Throw to first, in time to get him. Davey Mendez gets out of second and third, nobody out, and the Maple Leafs strand the bases loaded. We remain tied 9-9 going to the 9th here at Dominico Field. Well, this is the right part of the order coming up for the Welland Jackfish if they want to try and get a run across. It's 3, 4, 5 coming up, starting with Sam Cocker. And the Maple Leafs will stick with the pitcher that pitched last inning. Well, Genis Alvarado walked a couple runs in, but trying to make up for it here. 1-1. Welland Jackfish with 4 runs in the top of the 8th. The thinking seems to be if Alvarado can find the strike zone and let his stuff play, as that stuff just missed outside, it was a breaking ball, then he's really hard to hit. But it's just a matter right now of trying to find the strike zone.
Yeah, struggled a lot last inning. 2-1 here. Just got to find the zone.
Way inside, 3-1.
Leafs have a guy warming up in the bullpen, so you know, a couple guys, runners get on, they might have to move on, but giving him a shot to try to get through this 3, 4, 5 part of the order.
Breaking ball on a 3-1 pitch. Maybe it was a fastball, but it missed upstairs either way. It's another walk for Alvarado. Well, he's through 2/3 of an inning. Hasn't given up an earned run yet.
Inherited a few, but
Now batting shortstop number 4, Luis Jean.
So the left fielder now is David Alvarez. He came in to pinch hit for J.J. Dutton. Bunt was on. And once again, we see the Welland Jackfish trusting that Alvarado is going to find the strike zone. That bunt play there, thinking that they are going to have to hit their way into a lead. Oh, 1. Alvarado looks at the runner at first. Bunt is on. It's a good one. Alvarado fields it, throws over to first. A nice composed play there, and the first out.
yeah, and I agree. Interesting decision to go for the bunt when he's had a lot of control issues. Not even going to try to work a walk at all. Just going straight to advance the runner to second. Now trying to cash them in with a single here.
I mean, in the long run, that is the right way to play. You can't
bank on walks.
No, you can't.
Forever, but
yeah, if you bank on the other team's failure, you're not going to get to where you want to be when the moment counts the most. So they're going to try and manufacture this run. They'll need a base hit to do it. Steven Moretto is at the plate. Chris Bawato warming up in the bullpen, and there's another walk.
Intentional this time.
Which is kind of how I saw this playing out anyway. Runner on first and second. You have the double play in order again.
Yeah, now it's really up to pitch to contact. You got to get the ball in the zone, ground ball anywhere, get out of this inning, set the Leafs to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th.
So now it's going to be Hogan Brown who will bat. Hogan Brown, 7 at-bats this season. He has 1 hit and struck out 3 times. Oh, 1. Pitch hit on the ground, hard. Fielded by Dan Mara, throw to Jose Vinicio, and he has no play at first base. The Maple Leafs barely getting that one off at second base, but they do record an all-important out number 2.
It's a tricky play there by Mara. Really had to turn his feet all the way to second base, put a good throw. Good, they got the 1 out, and now with 2 outs, 1 more to end the inning.
So this is the spot of Tyler Dupuis, but I don't believe that is Tyler Dupuis batting.
Brown. This is Brown.
Okay, so this is now Hogan Brown, the last batter there. That was Mateo Porcelato. Hogan Brown at the plate. Rips one down the line. Fair ball down the line. The Jackfish are going to take the lead by 1 and maybe more. It's all the way in the corner. So that's going to allow McCoy Pierce to come all the way around and score. And it's a 2-run lead for the Welland Jackfish. That one just inside the line. We take another look at it here. Just barely found the left field foul line. 2 runs come in to score, and the Jackfish, who have led multiple times in this game, are gonna force, well, Janice Alvarado out of the game. Hogan Brown, huge RBI double down the line, scores 2. Jackfish lead 11-9. New pitcher's Ryan Wells, and the first pitch is lined into the outfield, and that one's down for a hit. The Maple Leafs.
He caught it. He caught it. Inning over. I think he forgot how many outs there were.
Okay, well, Ryan Wells.
1 pitch.
1 pitch, 1 out. Why did he throw the ball in like that after? An excited Greg Carrington there in the outfield. The Maple Leafs need 2 runs. We'll take another break.
buddy.
So Ryan Wells throws one pitch. It was a good one. Greg Carrington scares everyone by showing off his cannon to home plate. Gets out of the inning. Now he's at bat. Carrington fouls the first pitch off, and Carrington had a big swing for the Maple Leafs. That was back in their 6th run, 6th inning, and he drove in 4 runs with that grand slam. Davey Mendez maintains his position on the mound, and it's not often that Davey Mendez pitches multiple innings. That just fouled off. Good cut again from Greg Carrington, but he just missed it. Davey Mendez has thrown over 2 innings twice in his Intercounty Baseball League career. The last time was against the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs in September, and it was the only time he's given up a run. Actually, the Maple Leafs, this is actually an insane stat that I'm about to drop on you here. Davey Mendez has given up 3 hits in his IBL career.
Wow.
Until that inning. Now he's given up 5.
Leafs have his number, I guess.
Yeah,
they know
just
the stuff.
They actually do. They do a little bit. They're one of 2 teams in the Intercounty Baseball League to get a hit off of Davey Mendez. And if you followed the Maple Leafs, you're probably thinking this is just like Dustin Richardson from last year's team and many years with the Leafs. Dominant pitcher out of the bullpen, but not with the team this year. 2-2 to Greg Carrington. He's had a couple good cuts against Mendez. And he pops it up, but I think this one's going to hook foul down the left side. Yeah, it's going to get way foul. I mean, if you're in the Toronto Maple Leafs clubhouse, you're 5-1 on the season. You come in, you play well and tough. You have outside corner strike 3 called. Filthy from Davey Mendez. Painted the corner, 1 away.
He's locked in. That was a perfect pitch right on the outside. Set the first guy down.
I mean, Josh, if you're in the Maple Leafs clubhouse, you're 5-1 to start the season. You play a really tough team, You score 9 runs on them. Pitch is a strike. I mean, are you upset about this game?
It's tough. You had the lead late. That's the thing. You're up 9-5 in the latter part of the game. You really had a chance to win this one. Not saying it's over yet, but the momentum really swung Welland's way in the back half of this game, and now you're having an uphill battle to tie or take the lead here in the 9th.
Yeah, your brother came up to us between innings, and he actually had a pretty good point. The Welland Jackfish have 5 hits this afternoon. They have 11 runs on 5 hits, and the Maple Leafs haven't made the Leafs have made 3 errors.
But it's really been the walks. That's what's hurt us, hurt the Leafs. Walking runners, just putting guys on base, and Welland's capitalized when they needed to get a big hit, like in the last inning with that 2-run double.
7 walks, 4 of them coming in that 1 inning. 5 of them, I should say, coming in that 1 inning. And here's one popped foul over the press box. 2-2 on Dan Mara. Jose Vinicio is on deck. Bottom of the 9th inning. What a battle it's been this afternoon. Mara trying to get on base. Pops it up. This one is playable. Tyler Dupuis goes over. He makes the catch. 2 away. Maple Leafs down to their final out.
Now batting short.
Well, it's a 2-run game. Things can turn around in a hurry in the Intercounty Baseball League. But they're going to
get on base.
Yeah.
Just got to get on base and hope for a 2-run home run at this point. Can't win it with one swing of the bat, so Try to get a single, try to work a walk, keep this game alive.
My thoughts exactly. And for the Welland Jackfish, they lose their first 2 games of the season. They had a heartbreaking 3-2 loss to Hamilton, swing and a miss by Jose Vinicio, strike 1. If they're able to come away with a win, they'd have now won 3 in a row, and they're certainly winning up to that reputation that they gained before the season started of the #1 power ranking team in the Intercounty Baseball League. Way inside to Jose Vinicio, just missed hitting him. Ryan Dos Santos is on deck. He had an infield single against Mendez. That led off the inning, but the Maple Leafs, seeing an opportunity to score, second and third, nobody out, couldn't cash in. That was in the last inning, the 8th. Vinicio fouls it off to the left. Maple Leafs 9 runs on 12 hits. The Jackfish 11 runs on 5 hits. 3 errors, 7 walks from Leafs pitching. Strike 3 called. Outside corner. What a job by Davey Mendez on the mound for the Welland Jackfish as they win a back and forth contest here this afternoon. And this was an exciting one here at Christie Pitts. So that'll do it for us here in the broadcast booth from Dominico Field. The Welland Jackfish, they win this one 11-9. Have a great rest of your afternoon.